Oh, I get that it's time to duel now. Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry, my brain was like, wait, why would I do it's time to It's like, oh right, it's a Yu-Gi reference.
no. Oh, no.
Were you here, Simon, or did you die a little?
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Okay. And were you here, Rebecca?
Yes, I am
Okay.
here. I am present.
Okay. Confirm and go live. Shrink. Expand. Record. Okay. -1 inspiration. What, for me? That's
Yeah.
not allowed. I'm the DM.
Yeah, you have to roll with a disadvantage at some point.
Oh, fine. Fine, I'll roll disadvantage at some point. And I'll let you lot decide. It's only fair. But obviously you get to know the result first, so you've basically got 1 protection against crit. That's not a bad mechanic, actually. Reward players with the ability to have a reverse inspiration.
Yeah.
Why has nobody ever thought of this before? Oh, because it's anti-fun for the DM. Yeah, but if the DM's using like 7 monsters, they get to make like 7 times more rolls than the rest of the party. That's a good idea, so just well done. Have inspiration if you haven't got it already.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I will give you a lot of power.
We want power.
Yeah. You deserve power, it's fine.
Can
All right.
have a little bit of power?
No.
We'll have to see.
Aw.
No power for
Hello,
Curve.
everybody. Welcome to Crabby DnD. I am here with Kat,
Hello.
Curve,
Hiya.
Kay. Oh, yeah, he's eating. And Vinny.
Hello.
Romulus will be arriving at some point soon. Romulus did forget that it is Sunday today and not Saturday. So, yeah, the problems of adult life. You just forget. He's hit that age where he started forgetting things. Can only imagine how bad it is for Jamie.
Fuck! I'm gonna
You're
cry.
welcome. So, let's get right into this, shall we? Shall we?
Who are you?
Aye,
Yes, of course.
Captain.
Right. Ah, good to see you're all with us. I believe we should pick up where we left off. Last session, our party of yet to be named adventurers, Kat, Kay, Curve, Romulus, and Vinny, had spent some of their well-earned money in the Ronbor auction house on the south side of Zakers. After acquiring what they wanted and retrieving a spy orb that had been placed in the back previously, the party were caught in a conflict between the Golden Crusaders and the Watchmen who were escorting them. With the threat of a possible conflict before them, the party were witness to a powerful mage who seemed to work for Lady Ronbor, an orcish noble and otherwise owner of the particular auction house. With the threat removed, the party and the Watchmen left, but Kay stayed behind. Hidden within the back row of the main auction house theatre, there he witnessed the that magics unknown to him seemed to render the mercenaries inert before their bodies were taken from them and stored within another dimensional space. Kay remained hidden throughout the entire ordeal and slipped away with the rest of the party, who have now fled back towards the Firefly Stacks, being escorted by the Watchmen, of course, before proceeding with the remainder of the few hours that they have on the eve of the wizard duels and the meeting with the masked taskmaster. With a lengthy walk back to the Firefly Stacks, having taken about half an hour or so, you are all currently sat down with a fresh lunch brought before you, nearing around 2 in the afternoon. The Watchmen have split back up into their 2 groups, with your original group accompanying and staying with you, while the others have left to go and report and patch themselves up. What would you like to do?
Well, I mean, if we've got nothing else to do, I'm quite happy to go up and finish my rune. You have any
Dance like
plans?
there's no tomorrow.
Dance like this. Dance till you die. Let's go to the dance floor.
Dun, dun, dun.
Very good.
Okay, so Kay and Kat are dancing prior to Kat making runes. Okay.
Yes.
Vinny, is there anything you want to be doing, or shall we proceed through the next day in the things that would generally happen?
If there's a meaningful amount of time before the next day, I will take some time to do some more loot practice.
Okay, that's fair. And then, Curve, anything in particular, or just going to be enjoying the festivities?
Enjoying the festivities, looking around.
Okay, I'll say go ahead and roll me a d20 just for a random encounter to see what shows up, if anything does at all. 1.
Yeah.
Not particularly. It is surprisingly boring, and
Aw.
you're otherwise wandering around. There's nothing going on. Like, who would even think it's a festival? Granted, you're 3 hours early, and none of the festivities have begun for the day. But you go back inside and rest for the evening, thinking that the festivities are boring and nothing's happening.
Yeah, festivities suck up here.
I'm sorry. What are we doing at this current point in time? Like,
Dancing.
what time is it?
It's 2 p.m. and it's just, is there anything you wanted to do for the rest of the day, or are we going to skip straight to next day?
I want to start with one of my experiments.
Okay. What would you like to do? I've also just realized I'm going to need to turn you down slightly for stream, but that's okay.
I want to eat the spell scroll of comprehend languages.
Okay. Go into your room, otherwise taking the spell scroll of comprehend languages out. You unravel unravel it from its twine and kind of have a look at it, seeing all the magical symbols, which you can't really make out or understand at all, but you have a basic understanding of magic, and you could possibly have a go at casting this. But instead, you take the spell scroll and begin to slowly attempt to eat it. Do you eat it whole, or do you eat it piece by piece?
I'm going to attempt to try and eat it whole,
Okay.
because I feel like if I try to eat it piece by piece, something bad will happen.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw then, please.
My board got turned around.
Okay. Not gagging from the experience, you proceed to force feed yourself a kind of a hardened paper scroll. The magic seemingly dissipating and feeling what it would be like, similar to that of digestion. It takes a moment and a while, and you feel a little bit odd for a moment, and then it passes. Please add comprehend language to your arcane spell list. You feel this almost strange air and feeling in this moment as you're otherwise kind of looking around, like there's something new about you, but you can't quite understand what. You know the thought process behind this, the idea of, well, you've consumed cat's magic, so why not try something else? And you feel like it's successful, but you're not entirely certain yet.
Alright, well, for now, I will leave that as is, as since I don't know if it actually did anything, I'm not going to try anything else before I find out if that did something or not.
Okay. Okie dokie. Anything else anybody else is doing before then? Kat, you said you were making some runes.
I'm finishing off the life rune.
Okay.
And oh, and I mean, while I'm at it, as I dare say I'm going to finish that, I'm going to be checking Jeff over because I haven't actually taken the time to do that yet.
Okay. Otherwise, taking Jeff off of your out from your hood of your hoodie, you kind of place Jeff down on the desk before you. I'll say Romulus is otherwise lying on the bed nearby, or he's off pining for the detective. You otherwise get a better look at Jeff. You can see that Jeff has kind of got these kind of deep black and purple cracks running through him in certain areas, with what looks to be bits of the crystal almost chipped and shattered in places.
Okay. Is there a source to this?
Making a look at Jeff, you kind of begin to turn Jeff around, having a look. You can see, as you otherwise look at Jeff's belly, you can see what looks to be kind of this almost darker core on the interior, kind of this deep purple and reddish coloration to it. But as you kind of get a closer look at it and begin to turn Jeff around, you notice that on the back there is this large crack that runs through where Jeff's spine would be. And Jeff is usually mostly opaque. There are sections of transparency to him because obviously Jeff is crystal. But as you look into kind of the deep kind of crack along his back, you can see what looks to be almost this oily pulse, almost like veins or sections of growth.
Oh, I think I found the slime. Okay. And Jeff's he's reacting as normal. There's no out of characteristic traits
No,
from him.
other than the cracking, Jeff seems to be the same.
Okay. Gotta look at Sachina. Do I need to worry about this?
Sachenia kind of tilts their head to one side and then does the equivalent of a shrug.
I won't use Jeff for combat, just in case that escapes. This is definitely not the place for that to escape. Okay. Right. Noted. I was also meant to look over Kay's rats at some point, wasn't I? Yeah.
I believe you did that.
No, because Saichania was asleep.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. Is Kay around? I dare say
Yeah.
I've finished. Okay, I'm gonna
He'd
hunt
be in
down
his
Kay.
room, yeah.
I'm
Okay.
gonna find him.
You otherwise head to Kay's room. Vinny, seeing as you're practicing your loot, I'll say you're in the lower tavern. We'll get to you in a moment. As you otherwise wander in, you find Kay kind of just on the floor on his back, kind of just staring up at the ceiling.
Please tell me you've not been eating the mushrooms again. Alright, yeah, just can't talk.
You want one?
No, I'm good. You know you wanted me to look at your rats that have got marks on them.
Hello, I'm here.
Oh, welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Are they still around?
Yeah.
Okay, I can take a look. So Cheney might have some idea.
Oh. Sure. I have the rats that showed signs come out.
Okay. Kind of looking over to where the bed is, you watch as this small cluster of rats kind of crawl out from underneath, standing on their hind legs and kind of looking up at you, Cat. As Zychania turns towards them, you can see that their backs, their backsides, and their tails have all kind of got this cracked purple lightning look along them.
Okay. Now, I'll explain to Titania what I believe has happened. The fact that Kay ate the excess magic after the whole everything went crazy. Is this a problem? There seems to be a lot of problems at the moment.
Titania looks at the rats. Shrugs. Doesn't entirely know. From what you can guess, anyway.
Okay. Do you think I should keep them close until we can understand what's going on?
Titania nods.
Okay. Right. Don't send these rats out until we understand what's happening. Try best to keep them safe. If that's okay with you. Looking at... Okay. Very good.
Okay.
Right. Then...
We'll say as Kay is or as Suds is currently unable to talk, we will then shift over to Vinny as you are currently performing. Go ahead and give me a performance check, please, without proficiency, as you are using an unfamiliar weapon. So I was just trying to figure out how to do push to talk on with the new headset.
Ah.
Total there, Vinny?
9.
9. You are still trying to get used to the loot, and there are times when you're like, no, that note's off compared to what it should be. And you're just doing as you can. You've only got maybe kind of songs from memory as opposed to sheet music for accurate representation, but you're just trying to learn. A few individuals who are kind of around the tavern, they aren't necessarily picking up and like cheering you on or anything. There are a few individuals who give like a curious look, but you're very much giving the sitting back and enjoying it vibe as Curve otherwise storms in and just kind of takes a huff to sit down at your table.
Really? It's going that well, huh?
Really sorry. Can I heard my name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You stormed in and sat down at Vinny's table.
At the festivities where I can't see anything.
Yes, where there's nothing going on at the festivities because you're 3 hours too early.
This has actually been the biggest disappointment.
How so? What were you hoping for?
Something interesting?
Well, it is normally on in the evenings.
Mornings, evenings, you guys are really weird about time here.
Oh, yeah, you guys don't do that stuff, do you? Or do you? I've never been, I'm afraid.
I just pay attention to my own clock.
Reasonable.
And I wanted to come out see something exciting. So what are you up to? Sorry.
No worries. Oh, I'm just trying to learn a new instrument. It's eluding me so far.
I mean, how long does it take to usually learn a new instrument? Like a day?
I'm going to take out the bone pipes
Mm-hmm.
and I'm off them over to Curve. You tell me.
Oh. Okay. I examine this piece of equipment.
Okay, you have a look at it. It's the bone pipes in question seem to be kind of these long cylindrical device, multiple holes throughout, like that of a recorder, if you will. But the End of it is kind of like a fancier design. It's carved in a particular fashion, but it's very much an organic bone, something you're more used to seeing. But it's been shaped.
Okay, I try and blow into it and pretend that I know exactly what I'm doing.
Okay. Roll me a performance check with disadvantage, please.
Mm-hmm.
And
Double
if you
net
would-
20.
Double nat 20. Let's go. Ooh. A 13 and an 11. So total?
Sorry, so disadvantage 11 and a performance, was it?
Yep.
+4.
Plus 4.
So
Okay.
15.
15. You blow into the bone pipes, and they make kind of this shrill sound, and you then begin, as it kind of happens, it's a little bit ear piercing. So you kind of grab it a bit better to have a better grip, and it makes kind of a soft singular note. Because your fingers are currently clenched around a bunch of the holes, but you're not sure which ones.
Ooh. Well, that's how you do it, and I pass it back.
Not bad for a first timer. Anyway, I'm going to practice for a little bit more. If you'd like to try again in a few hours, there might be something more on.
I might decide to stay here and watch you fuck up.
Fair enough.
Nice and supportive. Meanwhile, Romulus, we currently have you going around the town searching for your Benoit Bonk.
Blenoir bonk.
Blenoir
Someday I
bonks.
will find you.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check with disadvantage. I'm tempted to make you
Now,
use D100s for this instead as well, just so it really lowers the chances of success.
now's when the double nat 20s come out.
Mhm.
Nope.
No,
Absolutely
even
not.
advantage. That's terrible.
That doesn't look
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, looking around, you're just kind of going around and looking for anything that might be of interest, and you're followed by one of the guards, one of the watchmen, who's just kind of watching you do this, just kind of randomly wander around the city. There are times when they ask, like, "What are you looking for?" and you're like, "No, no," just kind of shrugging them off, looking around, and you spend the next several hours not finding anything, and to the point that the festivities are beginning to start, and you're still looking around.
Well, I appear to have not found what I am looking for. Which of the guards is with me? Is it Locke, Hazel, another?
It'll be luck.
All right, I'm going to level with you, Locke, and I want you to not judge me.
Okay. I can't promise anything. After all, I am a guard, but you know.
Well, we never actually got to finalize it, but I did say that I was attempting to begin the carving of my woodcutting. How did that go last night?
Roll me a woodcarving check.
Oh boy, I wish I was actually good at these. It's what attribute are we saying here?
Were you doing this finely with fine detail? Were you doing just making it mundane, but generally broader design? What were you going for?
I think at the very least I was going for like the broad strokes of it, because I am attempting to make a similar view as from the landscape surrounding Zaker's Crossing. Similar to what I understand Blenoir Bonk, as he will continue to be referred to until you reveal his name.
Never.
I will learn that name, Chris.
Never.
Come hell or high water, this is the hill I die on.
Roman
And
just
I
takes
will
levels
die
in
upon
wizard
it.
just so he can be a divination wizard and learn his name.
I'll do it. I actually do. I have the wisdom for it? Is it 13 minimum?
It will be intelligence, and it will
13
need to
intelligence.
be 13. So no,
You know
don't
what?
have
I could do it. I could do it on my next feat. I can level up. I can do it.
Oh,
Anyway,
So yes, I'm going for the broad strokes. So it doesn't have to be perfectly detailed. It just needs to be very visibly that landscape. So I'm taking time on it. I don't think I'm not going to be banking on my dexterity.
No, that's fine. Go ahead and make me it with strength then, please.
Oh, you are so kind to me. Oh, I love it. Oh, that's still a 10, but oh, fuck off.
10's not bad. You get, given it's a fairly simple piece, and as far as you're trying to do, you're just trying to make a silhouette, effectively, a wooden silhouette piece of what you're working with here. The DC is not terribly high. As you begin to kind of, you've worked on it and finished it for the most part. It's to the point where it would either require a little bit of kind of final finishing personal touches, but otherwise it's pretty much done from what you're accustomed to. It's not perfectly detailed, but further detail will probably require more of a dexterity-based test.
That's fair. The final thing I would like to do to it is on the back. I would like to simply put this piece. Just etch in this piece is titled an apology for, and I am going to attempt to recreate the signature from that art piece I saw.
That's definitely going to need a
We
dexterity check.
we have a copy of it, so I have it at hand.
No,
and
I
I've
know,
made sure to
but
try and remember
are
it.
you
I
writing
know.
or are you carving?
I'm carving. I would like to think I'm better at carving than I am at writing, which is a depressing thing to say for anyone.
I will say I'll still require a dexterity. I'll say it will be a sleight of hand check in this particular instance.
Oh, that's
This will be
know
just-
that's worse for me, right?
I know, but it's one of those things that it's a difficult thing to do. It's not necessarily about your know-how of how to carve wood. It's more of your know-how of getting it accurately portrayed in this instance.
All right. Come on, you've fucked me over for like 3 sessions now. Be kind.
Yeah.
You know what? It's an 11. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I mean, in this instance, it's a rough shape. It's not smooth cursive, but it is very much still the signature as you know it.
God, I hope that's not just from a random painter.
So you otherwise finish that up, and your piece is done.
But yes, that would have occurred the night prior, and I'm going to just simply say to Locke, I was wanting to locate the inspector in order to apologize. I thought he might appreciate a piece of art, as I understand him to be an artist in his spare time.
That's
I'm just
fair
going to
enough.
I'm just going to bring out the woodcut.
We can deliver something like that quite easily. I mean, I can just hand it off to one of my lot, and they'll drop it in his inventory when we get back.
All right. I was hoping to hand it over and apologize in person, but I suppose this is the best I can really do.
Given what he's told us about you, that you were obsessing, I think it's one of those things that it's best that we handle it with grace and let some time pass before he wants to talk to you again.
That's entirely fair. I would like to say not obsessing, just honestly.
That's
I
the words
really
he
enjoy.
used,
I
so-
really enjoyed. This is going to sound bad because you're a god. I really enjoyed the wordplay of talking around each other. It was very entertaining for me.
And you're right, I am a god, and I can understand why he didn't enjoy talking to you. So,
Entirely fair. Like, I get it. I don't like it, but I get it.
Ouch.
fair, and I mean, that's why you're under city arrest for 3 days, is because of your indirect lying, so to say, so...
Technically, everything I said was the truth.
No, I know, but you also weren't saying the whole thing from what your sentence basically just told me. So...
Oh, we already knew that. Frankly, did you not read the file? I presume there was a file.
I wouldn't have, no. I was just told that I was to make sure that you remained under city arrest because you were suspected of a crime that, through evidence, had proved otherwise until further evidence was brought about. 3-day period has otherwise occurred, and I mean, our investigations will be ongoing, or they will have concluded by now, so
That's fair
the
enough.
verdict at the end of the 3 days will determine any of that.
The long and short of it is that in an attempt to protect a friend from being unjustly accused of one crime, we accidentally kind of committed another.
No, I get that now. It's just one of those things that I'm just here to make sure that you don't go wandering outside the city. But anyhow,
Well, that's fair enough. I just thought you'd appreciate context. I know I don't like to work on things without having, knowing what's actually behind it.
usually it's easier to get along with someone and all that without necessarily knowing what kinds of things they've done. Most
That's
of the
fair enough.
time, if they're serious enough, the individual is locked away. But in the case that it's something less serious like this, it's generally best to remain in the dark about some of these things until after the event. It makes you feel
Oh, that's fair
less
enough.
uncomfortable.
Murder, less serious.
Oh, I get that. If we had committed any horrifying crimes, I would fully understand. You being loath to know about it until after the fact.
Yes,
Makes the job easier, I presume.
Yeah, exactly. Usually it's not a problem because most of the individuals that we look over are just individuals who need to be protected from mercenary groups that might be hired to take out said individuals, like yourselves with the Golden Crusaders. Made yourself some powerful enemies indirectly because of an event that wasn't your fault. So in this instance, that's just a matter of that's what we're doing to protect you. But if you were, say, a potential suspect, and I was just making sure that you weren't leaving town because of a murder that had been committed or some other crime, then it'd be better that I don't know that so that I don't treat you differently. It's better to
That's fair enough.
get to know you as a person as opposed to getting to know you for what you've done.
That's understandable. Well, anyway, thank you for this, for listening and all that. Yes, I will entrust this to you. Please ensure it does get to the inspector. Also, is this legible on the back? It's a little bit hard to translate a signature into.
I mean,
into
I can
carving.
read it. I can read it, so that should be fine.
All right, excellent.
Yeah, so that should be all right.
I'm desperately trying to work out a way to say, without conning him onto the fact that I still have no fucking clue what the inspector's name is. And what does this say precisely?
Oh,
Yes.
But no, that looks fine. Is that your signature or?
Oh, it is very much not my signature. I got it from a painting that appears to have been the inspector's. If that is not the inspector's signature, please tell me now so that I can get rid of it.
Can't say I'm certain. I mean,
What
if
do
it
you think it
is, and
says?
I don't know, that looks like a C, maybe a G.
It does
in
look like
there?
a C. Is any of that close to the inspector's name? Because again, I do not know it, and I am desperately trying to
I
not
have been told not
send
to
this.
mention it, but
It's fine. It's fine.
I will say that looking at this, I mean, if it is, there's no G or anything in there, so probably not.
Ah, fuck. All right, give me 5 minutes. I gotta change that. I'm just gonna bring out the tools wherever the fuck we are and just
And
start
sand it
going
off.
at it.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
yeah, sand it off and re-put in like to the
Inspector.
inspector.
The inspector. Okay. Easy enough to do.
Romulus having to confront the horrifying possibility that he may have just fallen in love with a man named Graham.
Oh, I will also no, actually, can I not sand it? Instead, what I will do is I will leave that there, and then underneath I'm gonna be like, then like a PS. PS. I think this is you, but I'm not
How
sure.
much room is there on this little silhouette to put?
It's a woodcut. I am imagining it like an A5 sheet at minimum.
Okay.
It's not massive, but it's definitely there's room there.
Okay.
Essentially, something like to the inspector.
Mm-hmm.
So it's addressed to both of them if I've got the wrong fucking person.
Okay, fair enough. So, you do that. I'll say, Curve, you go out and enjoy some of the festivities later on in the evening, as this all transpires and takes place, with the rest of the party preparing. Unless there's anything desperate that people want to do today, we'll move on to the next day in preparation for the wizard duels.
No, it's something I can do on the road.
I have nothing specific.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
just working for the rest of the evening. So
so with that, you all get some rest and wake up the next day to a bright and early sunny morning. As you otherwise wake up, you all have the food brought to you that you order in the morning. So I'll say a silver piece for whoever wants to pay it for the food for that day.
Sure, why not?
Otherwise, ordering the breakfast, you have that, and it is the last day of your city arrest before anything else transpires. So, is there any last minute preparations you wish to do before the wizard duel begins? I know
I
that
must
Kay, you said you
interrogate
were
a
going.
guard.
Is that what?
I must interrogate one of the watchers.
Okay. You have your choice of either Locke or Hazel. Both of them are around. You note, I'd say early in the morning, you note that Hazel is currently the one on watch and Locke is sleeping in one of the chairs downstairs.
Does it look like Hazel might give me the information I need?
In regards to.
The captain.
Oh, I mean, possibly. Depends on what questions you wanted to ask.
Okay. I guess I can go with Hazel then.
Okay. You otherwise exit your room early in the morning. Rest of your party's just waking up and sorting themselves out. But for the most part, you just have to put your clothes on and leave.
Yeah, there's not much to it.
Yeah. Everyone else has washing routines. You just have put clothes on.
I get baths eventually.
How
Yeah.
bad does Kay smell on a normal
He
day?
had a bath recently, and he polluted half a village effectively with the amount of scum that came off of him and his rats. But still, he had his once a month bath. So
Our party is in a environmental crisis, aren't we?
yeah,
Oh, no.
yeah, you are. Rue the day that Kay has to jump into an old abandoned well and find out that it's not old and abandoned and it's full of water and kills the whole village.
I definitely
okay.
did not do it.
No. So you head out of your room and you can see Hazel's currently there. She kind of nods to your morning arrival.
Hello.
Morning.
I have some questions for you.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm trying to find out more about your captain of the walk. Or commander? Which one was it?
Justica is her name. Or is her title, sorry.
Yes, Justica. Mostly, I'm just trying to find a good time to be able to possibly run into her at the tavern that I was in.
Right.
I entered the food eating competition, and the person that had the title before me was her, and
Right.
it intrigued me.
Can't say I know a lot about her out of work habits. I know that she's working most days because she's in charge of the guard, and otherwise has a lot of her work handed over to her subordinates. I mean, the only place that I know she will be at the wizard duel competition because it's security requirement for her.
And
that's the only thing that I know she'll be at. She sometimes just attends various events that are going on around the city or any larger events. But And she does regular barracks meetings and trainings once a month, but those are watchmen only, so.
I guess I'll have to go if I want to meet her. Dang it.
Well, you'll get to see her. Meeting her in person isn't necessarily something that will happen, but
Well,
you
let's
might be able to
meet.
flag her down.
Know what she looks like, I suppose.
Hmm.
It's not often I can find somebody that can eat more than me.
I mean, that's understandable. I couldn't tell you anyone who would, but I guess if there's anybody, it would be Elia.
I mean, not more, but
Hmm.
as much as me.
You
Well,
said you had a few questions?
I was also curious. Hold on.
That's fine. We've got until your entire party wakes up, so you've got plenty of time. As for the rest of you, you all slowly begin to awake, head downstairs, and prepare for the day ahead. So, would there be any? What would be the general plan for today for you lot?
The tournament starts. Oh,
Midday.
yeah. We've got to get there.
Oh no, the tournament starts at 6 p.m. Sorry.
Yeah, we've got to get there for 6 p.m. Or we can get to. I wrote it down somewhere. I believe it was 5 o'clock at the thing, and there'll be a convoy going.
Yes, if you head to the college and then go from there, you'll be able to be taken straight to the arena, or the dueling platform, I should say.
So, talking to the pod, shall we go to the college and go with them, or shall we try and make our own way there?
I'd like to be a bit early and be with them so I can psych them out. Mental warfare.
Or
Sounds
you'll
fun.
just paint yourself a giant target. But okay. All right, we can go to the. So you want to go to the arena first? You want to go
Yes.
straight to the arena? Okay. I guess we have got escorts. They can take us straight to it. So, okay, we'll go straight to the arena then. I have nothing else I need to prepare. Just remember, we're not killing.
Not killing.
Not killing.
Right. And she winks.
No. No winks, no right. No, we aren't. This isn't to kill.
Right. Not to kill. Blinks.
Sorry, was that winks or blinks?
Blinks. Romulus, I don't understand adults. Sometimes they confuse me.
I'll be honest, neither do I. They're very strange creatures.
I've got a request, Romulus, and I want to help you.
Mm.
Can you help me with some wood carve horns? I don't want to be horned. I want to be horny.
Okay. Locke looks confusedly and then remembers the conversation from 2 days ago.
I feel conflicted.
We could shape them like yours.
On the one hand, this does make me feel like I am achieving fatherhood by you know, having my adopted daughter want to emulate me. On the other hand, my 14-year-old centaur child is going to go about saying, I'm horny, and I am not all right with that.
I like to think this is a
Um,
monologue out loud, pretending no one else is listening.
Just muttering to himself.
it has been 40 years since the dark times came upon us. Very well. I will make you a set of horns. Uh, but you must only refer to yourself as Horned until you come of age.
Horned? What does that mean? I mean,
So you will have horns, but you are not horny yet. You must become of age before you can officially become horny.
I thought it was the number of horns you've got.
Partially, yes. It's number of horns, and you need to be over the age of 18. 18 is standard. Obviously, for long-lived races like dwarves and elves, they have a longer time limit. They have to be older.
Hang on, there's elves and dwarves with horns?
One has to assume they can't all be boring.
Oh. So non-horned races are boring?
Yes.
Yes.
Now hold on
It's
a minute. Locke kind of just sits down looking over you.
I'm sorry, but the lack of horns, it really doesn't do it for anyone.
When I become leader of a nation, everyone
Also, I'm going to
has
take Locke to the side.
horns.
I'm just going to take Locke to the side. Please, Locke, just help me make her not call herself horny. Please, I'm begging you.
Give me a persuasion check.
Can I have advantage? Because
I'll give you advantage because it makes sense.
Desperate parent.
please, I'm a struggling single father. Oh, my rolls are so terrible.
Wow.
I can. Let me tell you what happens for you, Chris. He's going to laugh and just say no. Because this is
No.
hilarious.
This is your problem as a father.
Okay.
Curves gives an intimidating look, as if to say, roll again, fucker.
So you're going, okay, roll me an intimidation check,
Mhm.
I would say in this instance. Okay.
Okay, so that is a 13 plus 7. 20.
20. Okay. In this instance, as Romulus, you're otherwise there pleading and begging. He kind of just looks and says, Locke otherwise looks and goes, no, this is father issues. And then just kind of looks over and sees like this Paddington death stare from Curve
Paddington?
off to. Yeah, do you not remember the scene from Paddington where he's just staring?
Oh.
The hard stare.
I'm sorry, I was just so confused.
Yes, giving the hard stare at him, and he kind of
Although
just
keep that back.
stops and just adjusts his armor slightly and goes, Cat, you can't go calling yourself horny around other people that you don't trust. It is, in fact, under the incorrect circumstances, you could suffer 5 years in prison for it.
Did you hear that? 5 years.
What? Prison? For being...
For
What?
being
That's
horny
like
without a
10
license.
A license?
That's
Romulus,
why
can
you
I see
have
your
to
license?
Be of age, yeah.
You get one when you're 18.
Oh, so good guy over to Romulus. You've got a license. Finney's got a license. Curve, do you have a license for being horny?
Curve's a foreign national, it's fine.
Yeah, and I'm a criminal.
Locke just gives you a look of like, nani?
I mean, objectively, we kind of all are, but not, but kind of are now. Because of the whole situation. Are we
Yeah.
technically criminals?
Okay.
Or are we just annoying?
I'm gonna go with annoying. Oh, we haven't actually broken any laws.
Well, not that Locke knows of.
That's true.
After all, Cat has committed many crimes.
This is true.
No.
Oh,
No.
I find it so funny every time.
It's not cat.
No. of course not.
No. It's something else.
Ah.
Winks.
So the plan, Locke kind of looks at you. So the plan is to go to before the wizard jewels, get you carved some wooden horns, and then go to the jewel.
Well, I mean, we could probably do that on the road. There's no urgency for it. It's just something to do. But I mean, if we have no other plans for the day, I mean,
I think it would. I would be glad to carve you some horns. Just make it, please, extremely clear to anyone that asks that you are allowed to. You have been allowed, due to your father, to wear minotaur horns, unlike those filthy bastards that stole minotaur horns.
well,
That sounds hardcore.
well.
It's
mean-
really not. It's very insulting.
Can I have yours?
What? No.
If I die, my horns obviously go to Cat.
Oh, I'll have 4 horns, 5 horns.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly.
I'll probably be over 18, then, so I'll be
alternatively,
the
if
horniest.
yeah, fuck it, sure. I don't care anymore.
You only get a horn for each foe you slay, though.
not each one, only the special ones.
So she should have one more anyway.
I mean, if rats had horns, you'd have hundreds by now.
And if spiders had horns,
Some spiders do have horns.
baby spiders. Anyhow, we must make haste. I will. Do you have a color you'd prefer?
Your
I'll be honest,
colour.
it's very.
Or we could have them blue with my other horn. I'll have 3 horns. That's really cool.
Let me just locate
Your art.
my art. It's over in the corner here.
It's fine, just look up.
He looks up and turn with him.
Just smiles.
I think there's a slight issue here. Is it possible for us to locate some wood in that color or another carvable?
That's all right.
Let me see. Other characters. Campaign 2 slides. Okay, so your horns aren't one uniform color. They are graying at the end and darker at the base. But I'll say of kind of that uniform, kind of a dark grayish color, you'd be probably looking for something similar to ashwood.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could get like a grayish wood and darken it with fire.
That's a strong option. I was just thinking
That's also true as well.
Alternatively, we get any wood, darken it with the fire, and then use the soot and ash to grey the rest down to the right shade. There are options. There are really lots of options.
Yeah, there are plenty of options for that sort of thing. So I will say, if you want to, I'm just looking through the woods that would be available here. Hardwoods and softwoods such as eucalyptus, palm, and acacia. No, they're all kind of yellowy oranges, except for eucalyptus, which would be more of a darker wood, if I remember correctly. Eucalyptus wood. Yeah, kind of has a darker orangey vibe. So, yeah, I'd say you probably wouldn't have any that you could use here. You could probably use either some cheap timber, just as a general base, or you could try and use you could probably try and use some palm or acacia as just a base, and then do what you said with the burning it and graying it. Palm would be best because it starts out kind of a yellowy, pale cream color anyway.
Mm. All right, I think we should go for that then.
I think it does anyway. Just gonna double check. Yeah, palmwood starts out as kind of a yellowy cream color with kind of the darker grain, which works with the horn design. Okay, so I'll say set back a gold for buying some bits of wood which will also incorporate failures, possibly. And I'll say this takes most of the day to find, given that you found getting raw wood in the city is quite difficult.
Yeah.
So we'll say you two plus one of the guards goes on searching for that.
Again,
eventually.
I fully think this entire city was designed as just a fuck you to Romulus.
Well, I mean, the entire lower area is where the trees are grown, so all the timber's down there, and only gets hoisted up through the hang chains specifically to guilds which work with wood, such as the make the den of trees.
It's proof
Okay.
of the DM hating us.
Yep.
Specifically made a place just to fuck with us.
No, it definitely wasn't because it was a cool idea, and I like the idea of Zakis and spent several months building this place, and anyway.
Nah, it genuinely was a very cool idea.
Mhm.
It's just it came across as really anti-Romulus.
Oh yeah,
So-
like it I know it isn't, but it feels a little bit like
Yeah.
ooh.
So
It worked
Kay,
out
did you
very
have
well
further...
in that regard.
Kay, did you have further questions for Hazel?
No, I'm just gonna leave it there.
Okay. So with that, anything else anybody would like to do during the day, or are we moving straight to the duel?
Nope.
The jewel where we definitely won't
Okay.
kill anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
So, with the rest of the day otherwise going by, not much for you to do. You do any prep work, any sharpening of weapons, taking time to just generally hang around for a bit, practice your loot in Vinny's case, before proceeding along your way to the college or the dueling platforms with the guidance of your watchman, which gets a roll with advantage. Okay, that's an 18 and 20. They're fine.
Well, they're
So-
rolling well.
Yes, they are. Then again, they're the boss dice, so they'll be doing well.
Do you want to use some dice for me while we're in this competition?
Nope.
Oh.
So, as you are led through the lanterned hallways, kind of the arching stone in various places, the steel beams, and the kind of hardy timbers as you otherwise proceed through the main streets, businesses bustling to a certain degree, and as it is beginning to get later on in the evening, you notice that there is a general foot traffic in the direction you are headed. It is a relatively celebrated event, these wizard duels, whatever it would be. And as you otherwise begin to arrive there, you can see what looks to be a series of wooden kind of timber platforms have been sheathed in their kind of heavy rune and glyph covered armor and shields currently there as they just wait and keep an eye out. The crowd funneled into the other areas. You can see special boxes and booths that are set up for families and more noble folk. Quite probably a higher price, but they aren't as mingled in with the other groups. You note that that it seems to work in reverse order to how it would, say, for example, a sports stadium. Whereas you probably have the better kind of seats of the house near the front, near the football ground. It's the opposite here, given, it's a wizard duel. If something goes wrong, you don't want the rich people at the front so they get blown up by an errant fireball.
I mean, some of us do.
This is true. And fireball can't really go off in this area, but still. So, as you are otherwise at this current area and kind of just getting a look around, the watchman with you otherwise head up to what looks to be a particular organizer who kind of looks over and notes, and you see what looks to be this kind of lanky female elf currently carrying a clipboard, wearing a kind of a simple beret with a kind of a bit of a almost like a simple twine plait that kind of comes off the top of the beret as she otherwise wanders over. So we have Captain Curve, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Wonderful. Wonderful. If you would be so kind as to follow me, and we will take you to the preparation area where you will be. Feel free to cast any preparation spells that you wish to during that time, or set yourself up or prepare for the coming events, you will be called up and given your bracket in accordance to the events that transpire. But for now, please head to there. The rest of you, please get in line as accordance to any tickets you have. If you do not have any, then please go and join the queues and find a seat once you have entered.
I don't suppose legal guardians get a free ticket.
No, but you are under watch of the watchman, so granted you'll still have to pay for your ticket, but you are guaranteed a seat if you are an accompanying member of family.
Oh, that's something nice. All right, I will go and purchase a ticket then.
Okay. It will be 2 gold per person, if you wish to go and spectate, unless you wish to get the danger seats near the front, where you could get hit by spells and magic, in which case, it is 5 copper.
I call the danger seat.
Danger
Okay.
seat, definitely.
I kind of do want a seat closer to the front. Yeah.
Okay, so you 3 pay 5 copper each as you'll be taking danger seats.
They're in the splash zone. Nice.
Yeah.
I,
you're in the
can we
splash zone
just?
for any AoE
I like to.
spells.
I fully love to imagine Locke's face just getting no, 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 no.
You see more of just a sigh of its path of the course and heads in
Mhm.
with you lot. Hazel otherwise goes with Cat and Curve, otherwise calling dibs, and then just heading with you two, just to escort you and make sure nothing happens. As you are led off into your different directions, Romulus, Vinny, and Kay, as you are led, as you otherwise acquire your seats, you arrive at the danger zone. You can see that it's fairly sparse and spread out for the most part. You get a general sense that, as much as the seats are compact here, people tend to be spreading out either for good reason, so they can avoid something coming, or because there are less people here. And as you look back, you can see that a lot more people have paid for the more out of range seats.
I'm sitting right in the front.
Okay. You are currently sat on your own with everybody else backed up to as far as back they can go for the danger seats.
Oh dear God.
Romulus and Vinny, are you joining Kay at the very, very front, or?
Okay, look, I want to see Cat as clearly as possible. I'm not a complete moron. I am going to not be as close as possible. I'm going to be quite close, but not
Okay.
like
Not
right
as
up
close as
there.
possible.
Not
Okay.
like placing my face on the grill, being like, oh.
And Vinny?
Yes, I want to be able to be heard. I don't have a death wish, so
Okay.
I'll be closer to a
Ah, I'm understanding now why you are here.
I
Okay.
I will be staying next to Vinny where possible.
I want to try and convince Locke to sit with me.
Okay. You look at
I-
Locke as Locke otherwise looks down at you.
I kind of have him bend over a little so I can actually whisper in his ear. If you sit by me, you'll be fine. I can eat magic.
He looks at you and kind of pauses and then has like a recollected moment of when he was with you at the college and goes, "That's a good point." And just comes and takes a seat. This might be the best seat. And just kind of has a look out with you next to him. Okay. This will be interesting.
Oh good God.
Yeah.
So, as the 3 of you have acquired danger seats, all 3 of you will get 1 use of Bardic Inspiration, in addition to what you would otherwise get, Vinny. These Bardic Inspirations, because you're in the danger seats, are D8s. Vinny, I believe you use D6s currently with your Bard level? Vinny?
Sorry, yes, currently D6s.
Yeah. So you will have your usual Bardic Inspirations, and then you'll have the 1 bonus, which is a D8 instead.
Mm.
Yeah, because you chose the danger seats for these ones.
Mhm.
So, meanwhile, Cat and Curve, as you two are led off to one side, you are led underneath what looks to be one of the seating areas. You can see that there are, it's almost like this kind of thin hallway that's led through into what looks to be more of a waiting area with a few other seats and a main way that would lead out onto the stage. When you enter this particular area, you can see that there are a number of other students in the area. A few individuals are kind of chatting to one another, wearing school uniforms, a few others wearing like more well-built and fine robes to them. Some wearing particular like house colors and crests, different hat designs, different wand designs for the most part. But across the board, it looks like there's a good diversity of people here. There's a mix of what looks to be elves, dwarves, humans, Fluxians. One what looks to be giant-blooded individual off to one corner, currently having a rather hearty conversation with a draconian. You can see a peacock avia off to one side, currently just kind of practicing their general kind of swishes and motions in the air, and just keeping a general eye out amongst them all. You note that a number of them have already got what looks to be this mage armor set up on them. A number of them wearing almost this kind of illusory purple or bluish armor for most of them. A few have a bit more of a flared design or a more perfected design to it, with a few of them not having cast any form of armor yet to them.
Okay, well, I mean, we've made it. What prep have you got to do, Curve?
What's prep?
What have you got to do to get ready?
Give everyone evil looks.
Okay, off to a good start.
What prep do you have to do?
Well, I have mage armor and some stuff.
Sounds cool.
Did you not have mage armor?
What's that?
It's as it sounds. It's a magical armor that helps, protect you.
Well, this armor is magically good.
Oh, I guess you have actually got armor on. It wouldn't work. Okay, no worries. Well, what are you gonna do to these people to scare them? Like, I know what you're I know what you're like. What are you gonna do?
Guess you have to wait and see.
You hear what looks to be, or what sounds to be, kind of laughter off to one corner, where you can see there are a group of what looks to be 4 or 5 of them, seemingly classmates of a variety of races. Just, oh, you okay there? You okay there, Jamie?
Fuck was that?
A pond
There
cat.
we go.
Oh, this will be something that will be, the horns will be something you'd have to make at a later date. You've just acquired the wood.
Oh, I thought we were making that for the.
No.
for
You spent
Okay.
spent the earlier portion of the day just finding the wood and then making it back and then going to the tournament.
Oh, it's depressing, but fair.
I know, but still.
Jamie, all good?
Yeah.
All good, Jamie?
My audio drivers were like, "Oh, by the way, we're updating now." You're like, "No," and all I could hear was static.
Yeah, all we could hear was it sounded like you were cutting through like the styrofoam chips.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh my god, I've never dived for my computer so fast in my life." Jeez, so loud.
Okay. So, as you're otherwise standing there, you hear laughter off to one corner. What looks to be 4 or 5 of them, classmates, it seems. Otherwise, standing around as they're just kind of generally like laughing and all that. As the 2 of you look over, you note that a few of them are looking in your direction before they continue kind of talking to one another.
They laughing at us?
I'm gonna. As they're looking, I'll sort of wave. What's their
What's their
body
reaction?
language? Yeah.
As you wave, kind of one of them takes a note and then kind of just turns, putting their back between you and them.
They're going to feel so stupid when a child beats the shit out of them.
I feel that they don't like us here. Well, maybe you they like, but they probably don't like me.
Why wouldn't they like you?
Centaurs and minotaurs don't seem to be very well received here for some reason.
Why?
I don't know. Is there something we
Racism, I'm not there.
something we come across when we first arrived was judgmental looks everywhere we go. Just judgmental looks.
I think they are just jealous that you have more legs. I'd love to have an extra pair of legs around.
Well, I mean, it has its pros and cons. I definitely can't climb trees.
Who needs to climb trees?
People that want to escape for something on the ground. Well, I
And
can.
they're
I have to
cowards.
cast a spell, but I mean, you don't find many centaurs up trees.
Power word kill.
Okay.
Not sure
Well,
you have that yet.
You'll
I-
show them that.
I guess I should probably do some prep. Okay. I'm gonna sort of turn away from everyone. So as they don't like see everything that I'm doing. And try and find a corner or something where it's out the way.
Roll me a stealth check.
Yeah, let's be honest, I'm never gonna succeed at this thing. What is my stealth? +3. Okay.
You might. You never know.
11.
11. No, as you attempt to go over to a certain section and begin to kind of try and hide, a few individuals are watching you. You know that there are a few that seem to be more keenly keeping an eye on the people around them. And as you kind of move over to one section to almost try and hide, they seem to take more of an interest in you when you do so.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay.
And I will also cast a second level Chaos Bolt with the Shield Rune.
Second level chaos bolt with the shield rune. Okay, and that applies it as temporary hit points to you.
Yep.
Okay, so expend your spell points in accordance with that.
So that is a first and a second. So I need to minus that 2. So that is boom. Okay, and I
And
roll.
also roll. And how much healing was that?
It's not 20,
Or
12
temporary hit points. Temporary
12
hit points.
bonus. Yeah, so I got 12.
Okay. And go ahead and roll me 2 wild magic checks, please.
Oh no!
The first one with a DC of 1, and the second one with a DC of 2.
Please don't explode. Please don't explode. Please don't explode. Please don't explode. Okay.
Okay, first one's fine.
Please don't
Second one?
explode. Please still don't explode. Okay,
You're fine.
good. I don't explode.
Nothing goes off. Okay, you cast Mage Armor on yourself, kind of the glyphic and rune section of the armor kind of blending in and fusing to your general attire as it begins to cover your body and your chest, shoulders, and so on. And then kind of taking the Chaos Bolt and then kind of pushing it through the rune into your chest away from the others. You aren't entirely sure how many people notice or note what you're doing, but it is done. Note that down as one of your consumables, however.
Okay, so that does count as a consumable.
Actually, no, because you're
'Cause we've
doing it
not
before the
entered,
whole thing,
yeah.
so no, that's fine. So it wouldn't count as a consumable then.
Right, good. Okay, noted. Okay.
I'm actually getting so stressed out because I know Curve is going to beef it.
We'll have to see. You
Okay.
don't know who you're going up against or what you're going to be doing.
Go
So
over the curve. I think I'm ready, though I didn't do it very subtly. I'm pretty sure everyone here knows what I did.
Let them know.
I'm so nervous. I don't want to hurt anyone.
Why not? They
Because
seem like douches.
I don't understand what you've just said, but yes, they. they're still people, you know. They don't deserve to get hurt. They're a little bit upper class, but I mean, everyone's brought up in different ways, so this is just normal for them, I guess.
Well, they're not going to think twice about hurting you. Get him first. That's my motto.
Okay.
And if you can't get him first, you're going to make them pay.
Okay, I shall do. Thank you. And Cat's actually going to give Curve a hug. Like, good
Aw.
luck.
Okay. You hear another laugh from elsewhere.
Okay, I look over to who laughed.
Okay. You can see what looks to be the same group off in one corner. Kind of one of them laughs and then goes to talk to the others, and they all kind of turn and look at you two.
Okay, I stand up and I walk over, trying to look as like intimidating as possible, and just say, "Do we have a problem?"
Go ahead and roll an intimidation check.
Come on. I think
They,
that's an 8 then.
looking over the group, you can see that there are a number of, or what looks to be 5 individuals in this particular group, of different backgrounds in different ways. But you do note what looks to be, among them, what looks to be a kind of this upper class, upper crust elven individual, currently standing there, kind of a very fashionable look to them. A few other elven individuals among them, and a helven and a human as well among their rank, as they otherwise look at you, kind of giving up, look up and down. Is that
Is that-
supposed to scare us? Mwah.
Is a Helven what happens when an elf and a tiefling have? Oh, sorry, a devilkin have a kid.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah, a
no.
helven. It is a helven folk.
This is actually just making me regret picking a charismatic character, because when it goes wrong, it's awful.
See,
the
this
rules
is
of the
why I
dice.
just want to eat everything.
Yeah, at least Romulus is supposed to fail.
Okay, Curve raises an eyebrow, sort of pauses, looks them up and down.
Remember, no killing.
Maybe from you guys.
Outside
mean-
we can. Inside we can't.
So I'm going to take that. I'm going to imagine that they heard that, and I just smirk.
Okay.
I
So
intentionally said that to try and back up.
Yeah.
Okay, I will
Curve.
say this will be the aid action, so go ahead and make one more roll, and this will replace the initial natural 1. Okay,
+7.
so 15. Okay, let's see how these individuals act. Okay, and the big die for the one in charge. Okay, among their group, you note that there's kind of a general reaction of, I wouldn't put it past them. And there's kind of a general taken back moment of like, okay, so we need to be careful around you too. And you definitely feel like you've painted a bit more of a target on your back. One of them in particular, on the other hand, kind of takes note of you two, but doesn't seem to be generally worried.
You know, well, they put a target on their backs from us, so there.
Okay. Right, well.
I turn around and just say, "Good luck out there."
Okay.
Best of luck. And just walk
Aw.
away.
You say best of luck to them and walk away.
Yeah, literally just best of luck. No maliciousness at all. It's just best of luck.
Okay.
I would love to be there, because they do not know what they're getting into.
No, they don't.
Like,
But
These these are spoiled rich kids who, yeah, sure, I'm sure they're very good at magic. I do not think they are going to be able to deal with these two freaks. No offense.
Ow. Ow.
Okay,
Uh,
so
can I,
Hmm?
just out of just something I wanted to ask. Uh, whenever they either of them have somebody they have to fight, can I kind of like provide advantage from the sidelines by just sitting there on the edge of the seats, just staring at them like I want to eat them?
I'll say that would you will get to choose to use that as your kind of inspiration moment as the D6 or the D8 rather, because of the danger seats that you'll be able to provide that. I'll say you can use it in a detriment or a beneficial way to your party or to either of them.
Okay.
Yeah, because in this instance, they're probably not going to be paying attention to a singular person who, quite frankly, is wearing a mask and staring at someone from behind a mask doesn't always work that well. But yeah. So, as the two of you have otherwise done the last preparation spells, you begin to hear what sound to be drums and various other instruments, trumpets, and the very much opening of a ceremony begins. As you know, each of them kind of look towards the main exit out onto the stage, and you can see the same woman, the same elven lady with the clipboard, kind of walks in and goes, "Come on, everybody, out to the stage where you can be introduced." And turns and walks out as you see a number of them begin to file forward. The two of you go out. The watchman, Hazel, otherwise looks at you and you two and goes, "Go on, I'll be in here if you need me."
Okay.
Curve holds Cat's hand.
Cat holds hard. Actually nervous.
Okay, make me a strength check.
Oh. All right. I'm gonna do this because it's -1.
Oh my
Natural
god.
20.
Oh,
11.
Okay, it is a hard squeeze, but it's not hand breaking.
Great.
as you
I
walk through.
didn't want to do this all over again with disadvantage.
Oh,
It just gives me flashbacks to the poisoning.
Oh, no. A broken hand. Oh no.
No, I can't cast spells anymore.
Look, you just need one hand. That's all you need.
It's the drama.
Mm. So, as you otherwise head out onto kind of going out single file, you are led onto the stage, and you can see there is a good amount of people here. It is a very full arena, bar the first 3 rows, it would seem. You can see there's a smattering of a few people who are kind of sat in the front row, kind of cheering and enjoying, kind of in their small groups. You can see there's a lot of individuals wearing various colours, more specific to that of schoolhouses or otherwise political houses or noble houses. There's a lot of general supporting going on here. And as you exit onto the stage and the platform, it's slightly raised, kind of maybe a good 2 feet off the ground, stone platform, stairs leading up to it on around most of the circular platform itself. As you are led on, and you all kind of take a spot in almost separation, kind of laid out almost like a grid in this instance. As the person who led you on, she otherwise takes a step down. You note that she taps on her clipboard twice, and you watch as this large illusory panel appears, and you see that it slowly begins to cycle through the names of everybody, kind of highlighting each one, moving on, and then kind of the list rises as it goes through. You note, as you are, as this is all going through, with the rest of you watching, what looks to be a human individual kind of takes a step up to a slightly raised platform, and as they kind of step up to it, they place their hands on either side, and you watch as the platform raises on its own, floating into the air, with what looks to be kind of this bright white stone or covering on the base of it that lifts it up as they tap on what looks to be a crystal, similar to one that you saw the previous day at the auction house. The humanoid individual, a little bit difficult to see from this distance, but they seem to be an older individual, kind of a long hair pulled back into a singular ponytail, a very iconic wizard hat on their head as they otherwise look out. Welcome, everybody, to the 24th anniversary year of Zeka's Wizard Duels. As this happens, there's a general kind of clapping around applause before it goes silent. First and foremost, I would like to thank all of our participants below for taking part this year, and I do wish you all the best of luck. But our main watchers and sponsors, as it is for everything that is taking place tonight, we thank
Hello
you.
Fresh.
And insert ad here. As he turns, kind of
All right.
gesturing. You see that 3 platforms are light. They are also floating. And as you now look up, you can see there are a few other platforms around the area which are floating, separated from the rest of the stadiums here. As he gestures up, you can see of these 3 platforms that light up. You can see a kind of a dark black and red individual wearing the regal armor of the Watchman. You see what looks to be a noble elfish lady with what looks to be 2 individuals wearing the same kind of arcane guard look to them to either side of her, and a very familiar Lady Ronbor currently standing there with her 4-horned devilkin mage currently also standing there and looking out across the stadium. There's a general kind of clap from the crowd at the presentation of these 3. Now, I believe with the ceremonies completed and with all of this beginning, we will announce the first round of this Wizard Duel tournament. As always, for many of you who have attended prior, you are aware that this is randomly chosen by one of our esteemed patrons, and this year it has been chosen by Lady Ronbor herself. He unfolds what looks to be some piece of card or paper. This year's challenge is vanity. Challengers are to present colourful, powerful, and themed magic in a artistic manner befitting of the festival. He looks around. There's a general look of interest amongst the other challengers as Cat and Curve, you 2 note the others are beginning to almost prepare for this. If the first group would please present themselves, you will be competing with one another. The names of those who will be taking part will be listed off, and it is in alphabetical order. So, Cat, you are in the first bracket for this.
Okay. Okay.
So, the others are all called off the stage, Curve, you included, as the other students begin to prepare. Now, everybody get ready to look wonderful and show off your magic.
Okay.
The flashiest will win.
Okay.
Cat, I would like you to roll for initiative, please. And let's
5?
see. Do I have any festival music for this? No, I don't. Let's do this one. I know this one's quite a good one. What was your total?
5.
Okay. So, with this beginning, Cat, what would you like to do to show off vanity?
Okay. Well, I mean, the only
You
thing
can
that
cast any spell and theme it as you see fit, so
the
take
only
it
thing
away.
that I know that has been very vanity / colourful and pretty, I am going to cast Sentinel Ward on myself, which forms all of my fur to go crystalline. And as I do that, I will shake to kind of give a colourful, glittery aura about me.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me in this instance, this will just be a spellcasting check. So this will be a intelligence check with proficiency here. So that should be a
that'd
+7 for you.
Yep. Okay. Come on, dice. I'll take that.
Ooh.
26.
Nice. In this instance, as you as you hesitate in this moment, as you otherwise are caught off guard by the sudden kind of like, oh, there's no time to prepare, it's go time. You know that a number of individuals around you begin to cast kind of basic light spells, beginning to kind of swirl them around themselves, beginning to design them and pull them into various kind of stretches and shapes. You note that a few of the individuals begin to go a bit more kind of ballsy with their initial opening, with a few of them beginning to make themselves bigger with the enlarge reduce spell. Others begin to create multiple versions of themselves, while others recast mage armor with almost this very powerful appearance to them. You know, one individual in particular otherwise kind of raises their hand slightly, and you note what looks to be kind of this thin bead of what looks to be bright purple magic rises up and explodes into this array of color, which to everybody else who's doing light-based and illusion-based magic dissipates almost in an instant, nullifying a lot of them. But for you, it reflects off of the beautiful crystalline armor, creating this wonderful array and prismatic show, almost like it was planned and prepared. And in this instance, the two of you look very much as a wonderful duo, unintentionally so. The individual in question otherwise looks back at you with a smile, and you very much take note of their appearance, of what looks to be kind of this very smiley and colourful kind of dark brownish coloured satyr. As she looks back at you, these beautiful horns that rise up from her forehead, with what looks to have two dangling gems from the end of them.
As she
Okay.
looks back and smile, I'll smile and sort of nod my head slightly.
Okay. What would be your next thing that you are doing? That is, so far, 1 mark in your favour.
Okay. It's got to be... Oh. Okay. Okay. Feeding on from what has just happened. No,
Oh, and roll wild magic for me.
Oh,
This could go really well or really poorly.
okay, well, here we go.
Okay, roll me a D100, please.
If I fireball myself, I swear to God.
This is a 2nd level spell sentinel ward.
Yes.
Number?
It is... I've just got 91.
91. Ooh, high roll. Okay, well, that's useful to know.
Okay.
You feel safe. If something goes wrong in the next minute, you won't die.
Noted!
Oh shit, I know exactly what happened. Okay.
However,
Correct me if I'm
don't-
wrong, that's the druid one, right? Not the
yeah, it is.
other
It's the
kind.
druid one, not the priest one.
Okay.
This
Well-
could be fun if you die, but
Well,
unlikely in the vanity phase.
well, my wild magic, I mean, canonically, I've kind of made it so it makes a glitchy kind of essence. So going off of that, there's going to be some degree of that, and there's still sort of like the glimmery crystalliness about me. Can I use Tula in this? I need...
You may, yes.
Okay, I'm going to use Tula to essentially gather up all of the crystal around me and fire it in the air, causing like a shower of glitter and sparkle, both coming down and raining upon me, but also the
Okay.
vaguely surrounding area, while it
Okay.
jumps all over the place because, you know, my wild magic.
I will say, in this instance, then, I'll say make me a dexterity saving throw. In this instance, I'll say that the flavor is that you're making a dexterity saving throw is you're doing something which isn't hindering the others necessarily, but could distract. But it's also going to affect you, either in a good way or a bad way.
That is 10.
10. Okay. In this instance, as you otherwise have Tula kind of leap off of your shoulder, there's a moment of look of wonder from a few individuals as you kind of pick up that they're intrigued by the draconic look of this of this particular one. As you watch another one of the mages that's currently on the dial, otherwise does a quick swirl, and you know almost kind of this elongated serpent-looking illusionist creature that spins around, and as the tail flicks in Tula's general direction, knocks Tula off course. As the illusion in this instance is more of a summoned creature. As it strikes against Tula, she spins, knocking bubbles and crystals into the air, which shower down upon everybody, including yourself, distracting a few of the individuals in your local area. But more accurately, you watch as the crystals rise up in kind of this bubbled fashion and shatter outwards. There's almost this dark purplish section of it which begins to almost spark out, not necessarily uncontrollably, but like a magic influenced state. So that's marked down as one neutral roll. That wasn't an outright fail. So that's marked down as half a point, or 1 point versus 2. Okay. What would you like to do next?
Oh, this is really hard. Okay. Then, in that case, as I plan to use this potentially later on anyway, and it lasts an hour, I am going to cast Spider Form on myself, causing the tendrils to sort of spiral around and lift me up as I do a twirl.
Okay. I'll say go ahead and make me an Arcana check for this one.
Oh, yeah, that's bad.
Do you have inspiration?
Oh, I do. I also have wild magic.
You also have
Types of chaos.
your chaos one, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
Okay.
It's 26.
Was it that your inspiration or your chaos magic?
That was my inspiration.
Okay. As you otherwise stand there in this particular instance, kind of seeing it shatter around you, you pull it in towards you as all of these pieces of crystal begin to fuse and form before they begin to almost reach up like strange arches that reach onto your back, your shoulders, and near, just generally along your spine. As these long, kind of spidery-like limbs begin to hoist you and pull you up against the surface of the stone here, the otherwise fused electrical, kind of bright purple and crystalline look of it, otherwise guiding down the exterior here. As you otherwise do so, you know that a few other individuals, they're casting their spells, but they seem to be conserving their magic in whatever way they can. Go ahead and roll me a wild magic check,
Oh
please.
no, yeah, second.
Okay.
Oh,
And
no,
also
hang on.
note when you go below your half mark as well. Okay, you're fine.
Oh, good. Wish I got that
So,
earlier.
So, in this instance, as you otherwise change your shape and otherwise push yourself up, there is a kind of an elevation of your person compared to other people around. And although some have flashy magic, which looks frankly amazing from one person to the next, it is, as would be described, very mundane. And a lot of people are holding back in different ways to conserve their magic over the course of this, while those that are going flashy, such as yourself and some others, are catching the crowd's attention. Is there anything else you would like to do for the remainder of this, or would you just like to, or is there more that you would like to attempt?
No, I probably wouldn't do a whole lot much more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This cat doesn't really know how to flashy.
Okay. It doesn't take long, but you do note that a number of the people on the that as it concludes, there is a loud snap of fingers as the sound cuts all magic off from the area around you all. Your spells don't fail; they are still in effect, just so you are aware. But you note that individuals who attempt to now cast spells are unable to do so, as the silence spell is cast across the area. As it is then lifted and retracted, the individual up on the platform goes, "That was a good show and performance for our first round contestants. Give them a round of applause." There's a general clap from the crowd, a few whoops and so on from your friends, as the as you know that the board on the side, a number of names otherwise flicker to the top, and your squad of 10 that you're part of have all been given points, of which you are second from the top.
Nice.
Very
Okay.
well done.
As I'm gonna have a cheeky little look round. Can I see Romulus and the rest of the party? Okay, Vinny.
Roll me a perception check.
That is 10 plus. Oh, perception -1. Yeah, it's 9.
9. I'll say that given the attention of it, you kind of look around, you can see people cheering and clapping. You look around, and I'll say you can see Romulus and Vinny, but you can't see Kay.
That's
Even though
fair.
Kay is close to the front, he has a barricade in front of him still, which obscures most of his body, and although he should stand out along with the Watchmen, they are taking cover still to a certain extent, while you can see Romulus and Vinny just kind of sat in the stands, just giving a wave and clap from their seats.
Cat's not even going to subtly do it. They're a full-on wave to Romulus and Vinny.
Aww.
Is there a possibility to sit on that barricade?
If you want to.
Yes, I want to sit on the barricade.
Okay, I will say you can spot Kay at this point.
Oh, and Kay then. She's waving at Kay too.
Yeah. And you now note that Locke is kind of not necessarily hiding behind Kay, but not making himself super known.
Huh. Okay.
Okay. With the first round completed, you are brought back, and the next lot of people otherwise go on to the board, which does not include you, Curve. Not yet.
Okay.
As they head on, you can see an array of magics used in different manners. You can see a few individuals with kind of these specialized looks and shapes to the way that they are casting magic. You see individuals working with almost constellations and stars, others working with what look to be kind of these long, intricate crafted weapons that you're like, oh, they're banned, but you note that they are still summoned and used as artful pieces of work. And you now begin to see, both of you, the real purpose behind all of this. This isn't combat in the physical sense. This is combat in the sense that you're attempting to outshine your opponent, as you did, Kat. But you are noting now that there are a few individuals in the mix who are hostilely destroying other people's vanity in an attempt to look better, and there's nothing being said against it. There is a hostile measure to this as well, of which, Kat, you participated in partly.
Oh.
Which I think constitutes yet another crime.
No!
No. In this instance, no, because it's a competition, and that's how it's meant to be. If you can outshine your opponent, use whatever methods are available, provided it doesn't do physical harm. So,
Everyone in this entire fucking city is just so awful.
as you otherwise head at this time, as your name is called, Curve, you head up with your small group. You know that there are a few individuals. You know that there are two particular individuals that kind of give each other a high five before heading up. What looks to be the giant-blooded individual and the peacock AVR, both of whom kind of high five and head to different sections of the arena. Seemingly more skilled individuals compared to the rest. You know that there's a bit of not necessarily outclassing nature to them, but a level of understanding and upper ability to them. So, Curve, I would like you to begin by rolling me an initiative roll, just to see how quickly you act compared to those around you. Natural 1. Okay. So you will be hesitating for your first round. So I would like you to go and describe me what you would like to try and do for your first bit of magic.
Can I just check? Do I have to do several different things?
You can do as many or as few as you want until the timer is met. Cat stopped early to preserve spell points. So you can do as much or as little as you want.
Okay. Curve's plan is to cast skin layer on herself. Now, but it's going to be a very big site. Okay. Should I describe?
Go for it.
So she forms a crow claw, basically, with very sharp talons, and it just slices over the front of her, not like drawing any like real damage visually, but it's you can see clearly like 3 scrapes across the chest, and there's sort of this fiery brimstone glow underneath. And then the claw sort of falls to her feet and starts becoming turning into flames, like black feathers aflame with this golden red fire that's starting to rise up her body until she's just completely on this sort of feathery hellfire look.
Okay.
And to the point, sorry, I'm not even finished, Han.
Oh.
I'm not even finished.
Oh.
Oh no. Okay.
The fire sort of almost covering her, where you can see just like a shadow of what seems to be like a phoenix shape. And then the fire whooshes away to reveal Curve, who seems to just have her skin covered in these black feathers, the feathers of her armor, looking real and bigger, and them all just on this prickly, hellish fire coming off her, and her eyes are black.
Okay.
And for the record, she has lost 30 hit points and regained 60 temporary hit points,
Okay.
which I may say will put my health to 69. Nice. Thank you very much.
Didn't even give us a chance.
No.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
You did.
That-
You did good work there,
that's
Curve.
part of the act as well. Just 69 hit points.
See that? And the whole thing just goes nice. Okay.
I think Curve deserves inspiration for that.
Do you wish to give yours up, or should we say it's
Oh God, no! I fucking need it. You've seen my rolls.
Yeah, fair.
I meant all the bardic inspiration that you have to give if you wanted to use it.
Oh,
I don't know what more I can do.
no, I will save that for my dear my dear
Cat.
cat. Also, was it D6 for me or D8? Because
D8 because you're in the danger zone.
the highway to the danger zone.
Okay, go ahead and give me. I'm going to say in this instance,
I
Oh,
think
please,
Kay's
guys.
given D8.
is Kay giving it?
I saw him ding a D8 next to Curve's die.
Ding twice if yes. Okay, so you have the additional D8 for the inspiration here. So I am going to say, given this is a combination of multiple spells in the form of, I'll say,
Well,
skin
wait,
layer and your
wait.
thaumaturgy for the eye color.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair. But I'm just checking. I'm only using one spell slot.
You're only using one spell slot, yeah, because it's a skin
Yeah.
layer mixed with a few of your cantrip abilities that work
Yes.
well with it. So I will say, go ahead and make me. This would be I will say this is just a general spell casting check. So this will be your charisma your charisma modifier plus your proficiency. So that should be a +7 to this roll. So go ahead and roll roll
Do
with
I
a
have
plus.
any proficiency?
Yeah, you have proficiency. Everyone gets proficiency. This will be using just your spell casting.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I think it was so +7, right.
Yep, so +7. So go ahead and roll that, and you have a D8 in addition to that.
So is it 1d20
It's
and
1d20 and the D8 as a bonus added.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I needed
Safe.
that, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 plus 7 plus 6. Which takes that to 12 plus 6, 18. Okay, that makes that a success. So in this instance, as you otherwise perform that, everybody else around you beginning to cast their various bits of magic. You know that the giant-blooded individual begins to kind of turn their skin to stone as they're beginning to kind of smash their fists against their chest. The peacock individual begins to cast this very bright illusion, which begins to very much dominate the field. But in your particular segment, where there are individuals who, again, are attempting to kind of interfere with nearby magic while also casting their own spells, you otherwise bolster yourself in this display. The feathers bursting upwards, the flame beginning to take them, and as it trickles down and regathers, forming around you, kind of the thick, burning hellfire crow look to you, as you otherwise have these burning eyes. There is an audible ooh from sections of the crowd as individuals are very much taking note and looking at you. Okay, so that is your first action done.
By the
So what would
way,
you like to do next?
She didn't beef it.
I was just gonna say the only reason I gave my D8 is because afterwards Kay yells out, "Oh come on, where's the goose?"
I was seriously thinking about doing goose feathers, but
Where's the goose?
Bring
Are
on the
you not
goose.
Are you not entertained? Presents goose. Okay, so what would your next thing like to be? As a follow-on to that.
I
Bit more.
Hard, isn't it?
It's hard.
Yeah.
Use whatever you have at your disposal. Any tricks, you can flavor them and create them in whatever manner you would like.
Oh, this is a bit of a just a dickish thing to do. Um, but alas, Curve is a dick. She, okay, so Curve also casts Mage Hand, which is in theme, fiery crow talon, bigger this time, as big as I'd be allowed to make it, I'd say.
Okay. I'll
That
say
is,
that's a good 5 foot in size, given it can occupy a 5 foot space.
and it's just sort of um, like traveling around the other performers, sort of covering them from certain parts of the audience, just making them aware that I'm here. The other
Okay.
contestants that I'm here and I'm ready, but not
Okay.
touching or hurting them, of course.
No, of course. I'll say go ahead, and in this instance, this will be your choice of a perception or sleight of hand check, whichever one you'd prefer.
Perception or sleight of hand.
So this will either be gauging, where you can place it to interfere with people, or using sleight of hand to interfere with people's flashy moments, so in such a manner that you'll be able to get recognition rather than them.
Could I argue for intimidation as I'm intimidating the other contestants?
In this instance, you're more interfering, so I'll say perception or sleight of hand.
Okay, fine. I will then go perception, which is a +2.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a roll. Oh, just the regular d20. Okay,
Ooh,
18 again.
+2. Yes.
Okay. In this instance, using that moment and momentum of kind of this show of glory still burning with the very much persistent crone raven's feathers that otherwise extend from you as you otherwise hold your hands out, as you're otherwise holding your hands out to either side. A large crow claw otherwise begins to move around, not necessarily swatting at the magic, but pulling magic with it as it moves around, blocking off views and otherwise interfering with the general showmanship of the other contestants in your nearby area.
Mhm.
You note as this is going on, as the claw is otherwise traveling around, you watch as a illusory hand comes up, not necessarily doing the similar thing, but comes up and momentarily high fives yours as it otherwise zooms past with this peacock feather extending from the back of it. As you
Whoa!
otherwise look over and you note one particular, the AVR peacock kind of looks at you, giving a smirk and a smile to it, and you note that they aren't necessarily wearing amazing school attire. They are also here to rip the rich kids.
Okay. Okay. How old do they look?
They probably look no older than maybe 19, 20.
Okay. So I smirk back. Like, sorry, not meanly, but like charismatically. And that will be my turn.
Okay, so is there anything else you would like to do from here on?
No, not as of yet.
Okay. With that, I give a
Maybe
general
take
roll.
maybe take a bow if that's not going to be too much.
Okay, I'll say make me a performance check for the finale of this and continuing to interfere.
If I fudge this up, it's going to be awful. I can hear it now. Oh, you try and bow, but you trip over your own feet and fall off the stage.
You fuck up and die.
Yep.
Yep, there you go. Fell off the
Performance
stage.
total?
Explodes.
6.
6. Unfortunately, that does note down as a fail. In this instance, as you otherwise do take a bow, you note that a lot of individuals around you are continuing to go. And there's a general look of, I've concluded my act too early.
Oh, spare me the cringe. Let's move on.
You mean you watch cringy films all the time?
Oh,
Payback.
yeah, but it's funny when you're cringing.
Okay. Okay then. So this will be up to a final roll. I would like you to go ahead and roll me a general d20 for me, please. This will be a modifier to your act in this instance. Kat made it because she acquired the points that she needed.
5.
5. Okay. So that would be okay. Okay. In this instance, as you're otherwise proceeding to conclude your act early, a number of the other individuals in the area who are proceeding to kind of create their illusions stop as the silence spell is cast across all of you. As individuals kind of generally begin to wind down, names appear on the board. You unfortunately don't see yours on there.
Oh, okay.
In this instance,
It's not
however,
very tasteful. Oh, yeah.
I was going to say, in this instance, however, as you're considering whatever your next act would be, you hear a voice say into your head, I know who you serve. You're wasted here.
Oh. I out loud just say, huh?
Okay. There's a pause. People around you may be mildly confused, but that's it.
I don't hear anything else.
No.
Can we
Okay.
tell that something happened?
I'll say no. In this instance, this would be way too subtle to pick up on. Okay.
Can I kind of try to reply mentally?
Go ahead. What would you like to say?
I know. That's it.
Okay. Okay. You are led off the stage back to the waiting room where the rest of you are, there is a little bit of the final round as individuals proceed with their bits of magic. Some individuals going again, kind of flaring in their own manner and posturing in their own way before it ultimately winds down and concludes for the first round.
I'll be right back.
Yep, that's fine. I was going to say we're going to take a quick 5-minute break there. As Kat, you'll be moving on to the second round,
Okay, cool.
and you can benefit from a short rest if you wish. And I would like you to go ahead and roll me 2d4, please, to determine your position on the not on the rankings, on the finalings. So the top one will be the first one. So you are in the second bracket, and you're in the third position.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. You are replacing this one. Okay, so you are there.
Cool. I am.
Okay, so your first opponent is them. Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Okay, I am going to use a mana potion. That is one of my
You're going to use a mana
consumables.
potion, but you're not taking a short rest.
Nope.
Okay, noted.
I
Okay,
want to keep the
and
10
for
hit
everybody,
points.
take a few minutes, and we will begin again once Jamie, you are back.
I am not going anywhere.
Okay,
As
I'm going to quickly be
I
right
have
back.
been brought
I won't be long.
tea.
Mhm.
What does a mana potion? Oh, 1d4 plus 1. Oh, well, I'll take that. 1d4. I'll roll dice just in case Chris needs it. Yeah, of course. Okay. Much. Oh, quick. If Chris comes back, I'm quickly going to loo.
Rip.
Okay, I am back. You ready, Jamie?
He went to the restroom.
Okay. All right. So, in which case, I will describe what the rest of you see in this instance, for those of you who are still here. You watch as the first few rounds begin to go through, as each group is divided up into its groups, and individuals begin to come out and do their first duels. The first one you see is between two individuals, an elven individual of kind of this strange, almost tattooish design to the magic that they behold, and what looks to be a female Fluxian with almost this kind of flame design to her. As she otherwise kind of steps out, the two of them begin to duel, one using a wand, another a staff, as they begin to otherwise duel and parry with a few basic spells in the initial sections of this, cantrips. As it otherwise winds down, the Fluxian individual kind of letting off fire-based spells, while the elven individual is just trying to block them with what looks to be these almost giant gearwork cogs, and almost like this manipulation and slowing of time before trying to release it in a burst. As it otherwise misses, I'm going to roll for each of you.
Yes.
See if any of you three are hit. Okay, what dice would you like? Would you like the red one, the black one, or the silver one?
Red.
Red. All right. Harlan or Simon, would you like the black or the silver die?
Is high or low better?
Low.
Then
Well,
I
no,
will
high
take-
is better, low is getting hit.
I will take the black die then.
Okay, and Simon, you are stuck with the silver one. Okay, none of you rolled natural ones. Kay got a 2, but that's not low enough to accidentally get hit with a spell.
Oh.
Well, you know, getting hit
What about
with a spell
Locke?
is usually bad, but you know,
What about Locke?
Lock. Alright, I'll roll for Lock. No, Lock's fine. Okay. As this occurs and otherwise misses, you watch as the fluxion otherwise moves around, releases a gout of flame behind them as it otherwise strikes across this first individual, who kind of concedes, kind of sliding to one side, and the fluxion otherwise stands there, kind of triumphant, raising his fist before heading back in. You see in the next round what looks to be a dwarven and human individual. The dwarven one, otherwise, both of them in this instance, as she otherwise casts a similar kind of geomantic spell of a sentinel ward on herself before proceeding with this fight in holding what looks to be these two kind of curved stones to her right side as they hover there patiently. You watch as the human one otherwise moves up and outstretches a hand, which you watch as it breaks off, detaching to the ground, and begins to squirm and otherwise rise up with these deep runes set across the top portion of what looks to be almost a head of almost a childlike creature, which looks out towards the dwarf individual, who looks absolutely terrified in this instance as it skitters and runs towards them. It doesn't go for a strike, but you know, as it runs forward, it reaches up and snatches the focus out of the dwarf's hand and snaps it in front of them, throwing it to the ground in front of them as they flinched and hesitated before they concede, as they have no way of casting spells.
Oh, you could do that?
This is. Hmm.
Someone read the rules well. The next round, the one before cats, you note what looks to be two individuals who otherwise arrive, a human and an elven one. The elven one you note is of a slightly more highborn descent, with the human otherwise looking a bit more timid. But you note that they cast these various spells, a mage armor of these beautiful constellations and design, creating an entire arena full of fog, before you hear what sounds to be the tearing and shredding as the elven individual raises their fist and steel begins to whirl around the human, tearing through robes and armor, leaving these deep cuts and grooves, before the individual kind of falls backwards and kind of lifts their hands in surrender before they recall and all of the metal reconnects back to their arm in kind of these almost diamond-shaped segments as they reconnect to their arm and they lift it triumphantly. Now, Cat, you are called to the stage as you see the ringleader of interesting how this lined up. The
No.
ringleader of that crew who were very much taunting you, a female elven individual, beautiful silver robes with this kind of bright red trim to the edge of it, as she otherwise steps up, wand in hand. I'm surprised you made it this far, but I guess this is now the time to show off a few things. As you watch as she holds her wand out, it dissolves into this metal and turns into this almost liquid metal ball in front of her. As her preparation spell, is there any spell you wish to cast before I ask you to roll for initiative?
Uh, 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 no. No.
No.
Hey,
Okay.
what was the time since the tournament?
It would have been half an hour.
Okay, cool. Excellent. It's good to know. You know what? What's the time space on that?
I'm back.
Yes, I will
Welcome back.
Sentinel Ward myself.
Again.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
going to.
Go ahead and roll wild magic for me, please. I'm going to switch this to the rat battle because it's fitting given who you're fighting.
You know what? I'm happy if wild magic goes off. Embrace it.
Doesn't it? Okay. So go ahead and roll for initiative for me, please. Remember, these are ability checks. You can give somebody can give you bardic inspiration for these if they want to.
Yes. What is the circumstance of this battle?
No, it's so much funnier if they fail.
What is the circumstance of the battle? How do you mean?
Like I missed the introduction to what the theme of this round is.
Oh, there is no theme. This is one-on-one duels.
Okay.
So it's two people competing until somebody is knocked out or surrenders. Traditionally, they will surrender at half health.
Okay.
So, in this particular instance, you rolled a what for initiative?
I rolled a 13.
13. Okay. They proceeded with a natural 1, so you may take the first action if you wish.
Okay, how close are they to me?
They are in this instance, I would say, 20 odd feet.
Okay, and they're casting. Have they a book, or is it literally just...
They have what looks to be a wand in hand,
Okay, so they
which
don't
has
have a
currently
book.
turned into molten metal.
Hmm. Okay. Does... Oh, no, that'll be a non-magical... That'll be a magical object, won't it, that? Hmm.
Depends. What would you be considering?
Lock state.
That would be allowed. Depends on what you'd be casting lock state on.
You know what? So, they've got flared the clothes that got sleeves and stuff, right?
Yes.
Okay, then I am going to make a bolt for them, full speed,
Okay.
and I am casting lock state on their top, so they can't move their arms.
On their robe. Okay. In which case, I'm going to roll a dexterity saving throw for them. What is your DC?
My DC lock state is equal to the spell save and half, so they've got to make a strength check. And my
No, that would be
DC
against
is
strength
15.
check is for the strength check is for them versus if they get affected by it.
Okay.
I'm just giving them a dexterity saving throw because in this
Oh,
instance,
right.
actually no, they rolled a natural 1, so they wouldn't get a reaction for this. I know that usually you roll because there's usually no effect for this. It's just go up and touch the object, isn't it?
Yeah, literally, it's just go up, touch, and then they've
Does
got
it
to...
have consumed components?
I mean, I'm using my wand.
No, it doesn't have an MGP cost. Okay,
No.
sorry, I'm just looking at the spell now. Okay. Okay, so you go up and you otherwise tap their clothing, which immediately locks in place, where it was previously fluttering kind of the light evening wind atop the platform here. It just halts in place, frozen in time, as they begin to attempt to kind of move their arms. Go ahead and roll me wild magic, please. Lock state is a 3rd level spell, so this is a 3 or higher. Are you... Okay, so
Can
that's
I
fine.
allow wild magic? Is that a thing?
If you'd used your D20 earlier on the chaos magic, you could have. I would have allowed it, but in this instance, because there's nothing to recharge with it, the answer would be no. I'm afraid.
Okay.
That's why it's called wild magic. If everybody wanted it to happen, it would just go
True,
off all the
true.
time.
Fair, right.
Okay, so that is your action. Do you wish to move away any further?
No. I am going to, well, maybe 5 foot back, so I'm not in any degree of imminentness to it.
Okay. You otherwise move back a little bit. In this instance, as they're otherwise held in place, they otherwise begin to try and shift on their own turn and are unable to move. Let's see. What would they try and do in this instance? Carrying or wearing a frozen item can make a strength check as an action to attempt to break the item free after a cumulative DC equal to half the spell's level rounded down times your spell save DC. Yeah, they ain't going to bother doing that. Well, actually, no. Versus your spell save DC, that's 1 times your spell save DC, isn't it, currently?
That's 15, yeah.
15. With a -1? I mean, it's possible. It's unlikely, though. No. The individual is instead going to continue with the spell that they are currently concentrating on and is going to try and make an attack roll. I'm going to say with disadvantage due to the lock state here. Okay. So this is with a +6 to hit. With disadvantage, that is a 10.
No.
As they try and sweep their arm as best they can within the handhold, the otherwise molten wand otherwise swings around and goes for a swipe against you, but you easily kind of duck out of the way of it, as that is their main attack for the turn. And as a bonus action, there's not really much they can do. They can't really move. I'll say they're going to make an athletics check with disadvantage. from their bonus action, just to try and effectively derobe from the main casting robe that's currently there. With disadvantage, that is a 15 with athletics. Why? You can't hit worth a damn with disadvantage, but you can do that. Okay. I will say in this instance, next turn they will be able to use their movement to break free of the robe.
Okay.
Okay. It is back to your turn. What would you like to do?
Can I provide a
What do you
bard
want to shout?
inspiration to Cat?
Okay.
Break a leg. A nice little
Yep. Classic cat thing.
play on words there.
You otherwise shout
Literally.
out.
Break their leg.
You otherwise shout out as cat.
Maybe
you hear
two.
Romulus shout, break a
Overachieve.
leg.
Break the
I think
leg.
Yep.
Okay. Just a look of horror goes across Cat's face, and then like a look of confirmation, as if like, okay, and it's just like
Oh,
this
no.
person is bitterness. So Cat's gonna look up. You have one chance to concede.
Giving them this opportunity.
I'm going to. I'm going to look. What's the body language upon that? Well, considering the answer out, but what's the facial expression?
Facial expression. Go ahead and roll me an insight check. I'll say this will take your bonus action or your action of your choice.
Bonus.
So that's a disadvantage if it's bonus action.
All right.
And then you may choose to use the D8 if you want to.
Yeah, I'll
Or
use
you
the
can
D8.
save it. Okay. That's plus 7, so 16 plus your insight.
16 plus my insight is so it'd be 15. Oh.
15? Okay. The individual in question does not look to be backing down, given they have taken no damage.
Okay. All right.
And they seem to be succeeding.
Then at that point, this guy was an asshole, and it's the ringleader. Do I just set a standard from the get-go?
It's up to you.
Okay. All right. Then, fuck it. I might as well just go balls to the wall, eh? I'm going to move back 20 foot.
Okay. And you were how far away from them?
I should be about 25 foot away now.
Okay, so you were within 5 feet of them previously.
Well, I was 5 foot away, and then I moved 20 foot further back.
Okay, so yeah, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, so you were more than one space away. Got it.
Okay. Well, I was always told if we're gonna do this, it's disrespectful to hold you back. Okay. She's gonna clap her hands together, grasping her wand, point it towards them, say, "I'm sorry." She's gonna cast elemental detonation on them.
Okay, that's a dexterity saving throw.
It is, and they're locked in
I'm
place.
I'm going to say they are locked in place. This will be with disadvantage. So this is a total of. Okay, that is a natural 20 and a 9. So that's an 11 total.
That fails.
So that is 8d6.
Yep.
So let me just grab your d6s here. There you go. Your 8d6. What damage type is it?
It's chaotic. We'll find out.
Oh, that's right.
3. So that will be. Hang on. Detonation. That is fire.
Does it have to be 3? Isn't it one of the damage?
It is, but I put my cursor over the 3 because.
How does it determine it with the elemental detonation?
Elemental detonation. We've got is elemental detonation. D6 and the damage. It worked on the same basis as Chaos Bolt, I believe.
So you get to choose which one then.
Oh, okay. Oh, let's go. So as long as I've actually got.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 6, 1,
No,
2, 6, 5, or 6.
Okay, acid.
Chaos Ball is the one where it changes randomly.
Yes.
Acid then.
So then, so
okay.
acid.
Mhm.
No, that's fine. Yeah, 'cause
Thought
it's based
Chaos
on
Ball was the
other
one where it
numbers that
like
you have.
get to add on another one, or am I?
On an 8.
No, I know what you mean with
Yeah.
the Chaos Bolt. With Chaos Bolt, if you roll the correct die size, then it will give you the damage type. In this instance, it's one of the d6s. So
And just to think, I'm aiming for the legs.
okay, so it's 24 points of damage. Okay. Alrighty then. So from their health down with how much? 24, you said?
Yep.
Okay. In this instance, you all watch as you say break a leg, and you roll wild magic as well for me, please. Because this is a 3rd level spell. Are you below half now?
I am yes by 1.
Okay, so that would be a 4 or higher, but oh no, that does because you're within Zaker's. So the wild magic is increased by 1. So that hits the DC.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll D100 for me, please. This is a
31.
level 3 with a +2 modifier. 31.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All of you watch as Kat extends her wand, and in this instance, you watch as this crystal effect begins to grow from underneath her component, or her opponent rather, as it grows up and explodes outwards, showering them with kind of this burning acid. There is this immediate scream of pain, and as you watch this occur, as it otherwise burns and begins to just destroy their legs, before you all notice, Kat is gone. Kat, you hear and see none of this. As you cast the spell, you watch as it finishes, and you watch as there's this feedback of magic that runs up your wand into your hand and into your chest, and you feel this burning sensation. Close your eyes, and as you open your eyes, you are in an empty and vacant space. Stars and dust surround you. Floating bits of stone and ruin just slowly rotate. And what looks to be distant stars and constellations shining and swirling. You have no idea where you are.
Romulus?
And with
Anyone?
that, you are pulled back to the arena, where you see your opponent on the floor, crumpled, sizzling from the legs out, and you see that they have otherwise crumpled and have their hand raised in a motion of surrender.
Cat just looks
I'm
at
just
this horror that she's created and is absolutely
wildly
devastated.
cheering.
Hooting in horror.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm so proud of you.
He's breaking up. Oh no.
You did
Oh, damn
good,
wild
kid.
magic.
Dang, wild magic. Breaking it up. Alright, so they are out of this fight. So you are now given a moment, Cat, where you may acquire some gentle reprieve from the problems that have just occurred. As you otherwise led off of the stage, being the victor of this particular round, you otherwise take a moment as Curve. You're otherwise down with the rest of the participants. Not able to participate by any means, but you are still kind of sat down there with them as Kat comes down off of the stage, as the other contestant, rich kid that she is otherwise stretchered off of the field. As she cannot walk.
Just no, Cat is crying at the moment. She feels terrible she's hurt someone.
She is stretched off the field. You watch as there's a few kind of clerics and medics that do come over.
Curve just shouts, "Good job, cat!"
she's just tears streaming down her face, crying and sobbing after all that she's done. You just shout that at her.
I couldn't say.
Romulus and Vinny whooping and cheering from the crowd.
Yeah,
I
but
couldn't
trying to
say
get
what
the
I
crowd
wanted to
going,
say.
We are
I-
What did you want to say?
monsters.
then? Hold on. Kate,
I'm
what did you
so
want to say?
proud of you, Cat.
Hold on. Kate, what did you want to say?
I was just gonna say I couldn't say what I wanted to say at the before her fight. I was gonna say tear her to shreds, cat, and she actually did.
Well, round 2 is always the thing.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. So you otherwise come off of the field for the moment, Cat. As the next few rounds go by, the giant-blooded individual loses to to another wizard who, in this particular instance, is casting what looks to be kind of a stronger hemalurgic magic to them, blood magic, as you would be more aware of this cat. As they're casting this magic, kind of taking down what looks to be kind of this shell of geomantic armor from them, and begins to kind of just break through it, shattering it, and very much leading a good, strong fight against them, as they themselves do lose. In the next round, you see what looks to be the AVR Peacock individual versus what looks to be a kind of a Maine Coon cat individual who otherwise is kind of lean and prepared for this, casting a magic which makes them seemingly faster, a haste style spell, before leading across the battlefield with a shocking grasp, going for a grab, but passes through what seems to be a fake version of the peacock, who spins around and with the spreading of their feathers casts a spell, and the individual kind of stops in place, paused for the moment before the Avia goes over to them, places a hand on their chest, and you watch as in a moment they are shot backwards off of the stage, very much kind of rolling and striking against the back wall before they kind of realize what's happened. An individual goes over to them, asks them how they are, and they bow out before the AVR gives a deep bow to the crowd. You watch as the next two contestants, a human and draconian individual. The human otherwise stretches out their arms to either side, and you watch as these bulging muscles begin to appear, and they grow larger and bigger in size, and they take these meaty, hefty swings with what looks to be this almost spectral hand that sweeps in front of them. The draconian individual uses what you would recognize, Cat, as a rune, as they otherwise lift it up, and you watch as this great kind of gemstone and crystal shield raises in front of them, blocking the strike before a swing is made with what looks to be this ball of geomantic energy that strikes their chest, pushing them back and exploding in a similar fashion to your own, peppering them with crystal as they are pushed back and very much wounded as they shrink down to size and are unable to compete further. And the final one, you also recognize, Cat, as the satyr individual kind of skips up onto the stage. And as you watch as this kind of Weasley looking half folk individual with what looks to be dual wielding two wands, fires two strong bolts at her, she lifts her hand and simply the two bolts cease to exist before looking at him with a pointed finger, and you watch as he crumples, blood streaming from his nose.
What?
Hematurgy.
You're not familiar with that magic, I will say.
Mm.
So, round 2, Cat. As you're brought on, after seeing the next round, you see the Fluxian individual and the human from the first round go at it, the flame wizard, beginning to cast these large, almost fiery-based spells, which you note are more of an etheric flame in design, with the kind of the deep reds, blues, and golds mixed in as they begin to kind of bring these forwards. They seem weaker than you would expect, which makes sense given the proximity to the city. But with the etheric nature, they would still break through. But they are no match for the individual who, you note, they transform their arms into what looks to be these 4 long tentacle-like masses, which swing forward and begin to kind of pull and almost drag the individual around the arena in this weird mass of this kind of this manipulated flesh as they are thrown to one side, and you watch and note as their arms and legs are fused together with what looks to be this weird skin layer or grafting to them, and they are unable to stand and cast spells and thus surrender. Before Cat, it gets to your turn, where you watch another elven individual, not one of the group of the individuals who was laughing at you at the beginning. As you see, she walks up, and you watch as the gauntlet that was previously holding a lot of her magic detaches into these shards of metal that begin to rotate around her arm as she otherwise moves up and looks towards you in almost a welcoming bow. Well done with taking care of Jasmine, but I'm sorry, this is still a competition. I will be taking it from here.
I understand, and I really hope she's okay.
I couldn't care less if she is.
She's still a person.
Go
And she'll
ahead and
Cat-
roll initiative. What were you
Barely.
going to do? Hold on, were you going to cast a spell?
Cat will also take her bow like a respectful.
Okay, go ahead. Ooh,
21.
good roll. Okay, this person's been conservative with their magic, so they have that much left.
Oh, great.
And okay, you take the lead. They got an 11 on their initiative.
Okay.
They're in the shreds.
Am I a bit less glitchy now, by the way?
Yes.
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 Yeah, you seem fine.
And a very quick thing. You don't have to win, Cat, but you've got to give it your all.
Fair. Yes. Uh.
I can't give inspiration, so I'm trying to go for something that's a little bit balanced in terms of. Yeah.
Have you given your D8 yet? Oh, you did.
Yeah,
you gave
yeah,
it
I
the
did,
D8
did,
earlier, so,
yeah.
I did it on the murder one.
I do have some inspiration to give if I can give it to Cat's upcoming thing.
Yep, that'll be fine. What would you like
I'd
to
like
say?
to try and
Okay.
get a chant going from the crowd.
Okay. I'm going to say go ahead and roll me performance. And I'll say that if this succeeds, you can upgrade one of your regular D6s to a D8 while preserving your D8 for your position.
Cool.
Okay. What would you
One
like
shot,
the crowd
one
to
shot,
One
one shot.
shot.
Oh God.
Okay. The crowd begin to chant, and as this is happening, there's kind of this moment of. So far, there have been a few back and forths. Most have been like clean, simple victories by some of the more talented individuals. And then there was Cat, who just ruined someone's day. Granted, they deserved it, but they ruined someone's day. And now the crowd is chanting one shot thanks to Vinny. Cat, you have an additional D8 if you should need it.
Okay, I'm gonna cast a. Cat's even more of a monster than she was before. Okay.
Do it.
On an emotional level, she is not doing well. Just
Are
to
you
clear
below
this
half,
up,
by the way?
she is very much below half. Yes,
You know what that means.
it does. Okay, so she's going all out. Okay.
Believe in the heart of the cards, Yugi!
Well, if we're gonna go all out, so will I. But I mean no ill will. And I'm going to do it. I know that. I mean,
You're going
Cat's,
to?
yeah, Cat's weighing up her friends over this competition, and this is the only way to protect her friends. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Cat's gonna do it.
Okay, noted. Okay, go ahead.
Please don't just one shot.
Go ahead and roll me a d10. I roll the d6 to lower this.
D10 is green.
I'm trying to find where I put this document because I put it somewhere in particular and I can't remember where.
That's a 3.
I should have prepared this earlier. This is my bad. That's a 3.
Mm.
Okay. I can't find my documents. I'm going to have to improv this. My apologies. This could either go terrible or it could go great. This could go wonderfully. Go ahead and roll me a d10. Oh, hold on.
Don't die. Please. God, don't die.
Let's try this one. Nope, not that document. Did you roll your d8?
D8?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Did I not say?
You said read D10, and I was like, I've already rolled that.
Oh no, this
8.
is a d8 for the next one. An 8. Okay, so that was on the stronger scale.
Oh no. No. I don't want to
No,
kill them.
That's K's document. I need Cat's document.
Don't worry,
Yes,
there's
use
plenty
my-
of magic users here.
Yes.
I will 100% stop it from killing Locke.
How have I lost this? Where did I put it? I had a whole table and everything so I could randomize this, and I just can't find it. Okay. All right, well, enough faffing around. Let's see if I can figure this one out then. So, now as a D8,
Mm-hmm.
you need to go to here, 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 and this would be a one of these spells because it'd be further in the list. And from memory, that would be this one. Okay, let's see. What does this do? Okay. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no, it's gonna
Okay.
kill her. They're dead.
Okay. You all watch as Kat reaches into her book and tears a page from it. The black page kind of burns up into the air as you expend a 3rd level spell slot.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, it's not for it's health, isn't it? So it'd be 5 points
Oh,
of
that's
health.
true. So it's 5 hit points. Yep.
Yeah.
Which comes from your straight HP, not from
Yep.
your
No, it's
temporary.
taken straight from my HP.
Okay. As this happens, you watch as Kat begins to kind of swirl in this dark ashen energy as she stretches out her hand, and you watch as there's almost this scream of mouths and eyes as they shoot through the air and latch on and begin to wrap around the contestant's neck. Concentration save from or Constitution save from them. Nope, that is a 7. As go ahead and roll me 3d12 necrotic damage.
Oh, these little spellcasters, they are not heavy on the hit points.
No, they're not.
Oh, thank you.
Fuck them up!
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
19. Okay. In this instance, as you stretch out your hand, the magic taking hold, you watch as the ash and eyes and teeth that wrap around her neck begin to enter in through her mouth, and you watch as there's kind of this bulbous necrotic energy that shoots down her neck and into below where her armor is, as you watch as her hands and fingertips begin to go grey. As she takes, how much was it again?
19.
19 points of damage. And you watch in that instance as she is held in place. She is stunned for 1 minute while you concentrate on this spell.
Oh God.
She gets to make an additional save at the end of any of her turns. Of which, at the end of yours, probably given the panic, go ahead and roll me wild magic as well, because who knows what might happen there. Let's double it and blow her up.
No.
What, remind me?
4.
Oh, that goes off.
Oh no.
60.
60 flat, okay.
Okay.
Alternatively, 600.
Roll me 2d6.
Please be what I hope it is.
4.
Okay. Regain 4 spell points.
Oh.
I was really hoping it was flumps.
No, it's not flumps.
I want to know. I want to experience flumps, but yeah. Okay, that puts
No,
me above
not yet.
half.
That
Okay,
takes
I
you
am.
above half.
Yeah.
Noted for the next spell or for next spell.
as soon as she shows any sign of tapping out or it's hurting her too much, I will be
She
dropping
can't.
instant. Oh,
She is stunned, and you can tell that she is almost visibly suffocating from this.
okay, I'm dropping it.
You're dropping it?
Yeah.
Okay. You drop the spell, and she falls to the ground, beginning to kind of breathe and pant. She skips her next turn, and she is going to recover.
Cat's gonna go over. Like, no, she can go.
Okay.
I'm really sorry. I didn't expect it to hurt that much. Are you okay?
You watch as in this instance, she looks up, and you see what looks to be these deep purple cracks that extend from her eyes as she stands kind of suddenly and looks straight at you. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw.
That is that's 3. That's 14.
14. You succeed, and you are not frightened as you feel kind of this wave of sudden, oh no, what have I done? But you manage to keep calm in this instance. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
So she's still showing signs of aggression.
You're
Then?
not sure. You see what looks to be cracks coming from her eyes in the same manner that you have.
Well. Oh.
Congrats, Cat. You're contagious.
Oh no. Okay. She hasn't conceded, so as far as Cat knows, she's got to keep fighting. I am
You are
going.
currently adjacent to her.
I am going to. Is there a negative repercussion for being close by casting something like Chaos Bolt?
Yes, because it's a ranged attack, it will be a disadvantage.
So how far have I got to be before it's not?
At least 5 feet away.
Okay, I'm going to back up a little bit.
Okay.
And can I use that inspiration and cast Chaos Bolt?
Oh no! At your backing up, they reach out a hand, and you watch as this dark purple energy grabs onto you, and they're going to cast Shocking Grasp. I rolled it to hit, and that's a natural 20.
Oh, let's
Now,
go.
I know you have a reverse inspiration party, and I'm going to assume you want to do that now so she doesn't take 4d12 lightning damage.
This is accurate, yes.
Okay, so I will re-roll this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to re-roll that on stream because it'll be funny if it ends up being another 20. No, that is, however, a 19 to hit.
Okay. That's
Does that hit?
that's gonna. Yes.
Okay. You take 11 points of lightning damage, and you can no longer use your reaction.
That's fine. I've got 1 temp hit point. Okay. I am going to proceed to move back, and I'm casting at 2nd level Chaos Bolt.
Okay.
So,
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
so
Use their reaction for Shocking Grasp, so go ahead.
2d8 and 1d6.
Mm-hmm. And this doesn't take you below half, does it?
It's -3 from that is yes, it does.
It does?
Mhm.
Okay, so then you'll need to re-roll. -3, you casting at 2nd level?
Third. Oh, fuck no. Yeah, 2nd. Yeah.
Okay, so I believe you get an additional d6 of damage.
Oh yeah, it's a 1st level spell, isn't it?
So
well,
go ahead
there
and
you go.
re-roll the
I've done it
additional
anyway.
no, just the additional
Oh,
d6.
sorry.
Oh. No, that's fine. So this will be 1, 4, 1, and 2. Okay. So it's 8 points of what damage?
It's the D8, so it
4,
is.
1.
Oh no. Let's keep up with this. Acid.
Acid damage. Okay. As it sets into, as you kind of take a step back from this instinctively. Did you roll your to hit, by the way?
I've got a D20 in the D8.
Yep. Okay.
That is
Ooh, 5 plus
7.
No. As you otherwise cast the Chaos Bolt, it cascades across
Can
the
I use
mage
my
armor.
wild magic? My Tides
To
of
re-roll
Chaos.
the d20?
Yeah.
Go for it. No,
Forget
in this
that.
instance, as you... Okay. And did you roll for your wild magic for the spell?
No.
And does that take you below half?
It is below half. Yes.
Okay, that's fine. So that doesn't go through. Okay. Oh, so the wild magic doesn't go off. Okay. So they don't lose 8 hit points. As you cast your Chaos Bolt, it streaks off of the armor, cascading behind and up into the air as the acid is otherwise deflected by the individual's mage armor. As they look forward towards you, you watch as the dark purple cracking disappears. As the individual gives you a hearty stare. Curve. You recognize that this person just cast the fear spell on Cat, and it almost worked. Okay. No, she's not infected.
Oh, thank God for that.
She is not infected. She is just using fear to try and strike against you. But it is now her turn. And she is going to she is going to use her steel shards against you. So this is an attack roll. Actually, this is 2 attack rolls. She's going to upcast this to 3rd level. Make that 3 attack rolls. Okay, the lowest of those is a 15. Does that hit?
No,
The next lowest is a 17. Does that hit?
that hits.
Okay, so 2 of these are going to hit. And you don't have a reaction because you were shocking grasped.
Mm-hmm.
Each of these deals 3d6.
Oh.
So, first one deals 8 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And the second one deals another 8 points of slashing damage.
Okay, hang on, and then I need to minus
So
8.
16 total.
Okay. Right. Oh, 16. I'm having to maths. Okay.
You are having to math.
Yes. All right. Okay.
Are you bowing out?
I have one last thing, and depending on how this goes, I will bow out.
Okay. You note that as they do that, after doing that, they kind of place their hand on their chest, and you watch as there's almost this veil of kind of reddish energy that streaks over them and in through to their gauntlets. As you note that the individual now has some temporary hit points as they cast Heartbeat on themselves. Yeah, that cantrip's made a return. Now
Cool.
I get to use it against you.
I don't even know what that is, but let's go.
It's what Byrne did to make himself the most broken piece of garbage in existence. Anyway.
Oh, good to know.
I'm not spiteful at all. All right.
You allowed it.
I allowed it. I enabled it.
Okay.
Okay, Cat, what would you like to do?
Cat is gonna sluggishly walk up to her.
Actually, she was stunned, so she'd need to... Oh no, because she got cast it anyway. That's fine. Go ahead.
Gonna sluggishly walk up to her. And this is my last inch attempt to win this. Depending on how it goes.
Okay.
She is going to walk up while casting Elemental Detonation. Holding it in her hands. And as she gets up close, she will apologise, saying, "I'm really sorry." And cast Shield Rune while detonating it in her hands on herself.
Go ahead and make me a wild magic check. Because, oh my word, if you explode with a fireball here, you could genuinely kill them.
Oh!
Okay. Roll me
Okay.
the D100. This is again a 3rd level.
That is 45. And I'm below half. Just to clear that up.
Okay. Yep. Noted. So, dexterity saving throw on their part.
Oh no.
That is a 15.
Meets.
Meets. So they will take half damage from this. Okay. Are you concentrating on any spells right now?
Nope, because I dropped the concentration on that
Okay,
horrible spell.
fair enough. So, the rest of you watch as Kat moves up, the elemental detonation kind of growing in her hand with this bright light. As she moves up, you watch as there's this shielding rune that kind of coats across her for a moment, in this kind of moment of, ah, yes, I'm fine, as it explodes and grows outwards. The individual who you're fighting otherwise lifts their arm, and you watch as a bunch of runes across their gloves kind of alight in that moment as they themselves are prepared, as it otherwise strikes against it, doing only half damage. So go ahead and roll that. And in that moment, you watch as the dust settles from this particular casting. 24 half to 12, noted. So that goes their temporary hit points.
4.
Okay, so they take that much damage. Okay. And then as the dust settles, you note that Cat is 10 feet in the air, currently levitating out of control.
Whee!
I don't like this.
Okay. It is going to get to their turn. As you have not bowed out,
No, I have 30 hit points.
they're going to have a go on their turn. Yeah,
Activate.
they have points to spare. They are going to, in this instance, take a step back. Do you wish to make an attack of opportunity? You don't have Warcaster, so you won't be able to make a spell attack.
Well, then I can't do.
Against the
I
rules.
can't do anything. Yeah, I was gonna say at that point I can't actually do anything.
Okay. They take a step back, and you watch as they otherwise stretch out their hand. And you note these runes begin to form across their arm as the shards break away and split into multiple pieces. They are going to twin this. So this will be 6 attacks at half damage.
Wait, if they twin it, it has to target 2 separate targets, doesn't it?
No, runes
No,
with
the
twinning
runes
means
works
that
weird.
it
Oh,
doubles
that's
the effect.
fucked up.
It doubles the number of targets, but it halves the damage. So in other words, I'm fishing for 20s, because any crits here are going to hurt. Okay. That is a 2 and a 3, which miss, a 13, which hits.
13.
13 plus their modifier, so it makes it
Okay.
18. And then the other 3, oh, no, the other 3 all miss, so only 1 goes through. This will be half damage. Okay, that was a risk which did not pay off. 6 damage, halved to 3.
Okay. So
Damn, that did not go in their favor. Okay. And that spends... Oof. Okay, yeah, they're really low on spell points. As they otherwise cast this, as you're floating there in the air, as each of these kind of metal shards flies towards you, there's a moment of like, ah! And as you kind of swing your arms, you shift ever so slightly to one side, then the other, and kind of flail and twist and pirouette around. And one just hits you in kind of the back leg, but doesn't do that much damage. There's a little trickle of blood as you spin and rotate, avoiding the next lot. As you're otherwise floating there, kind of just spinning in place, levitating 10 foot above the air or above the ground. The individual otherwise looks at you and goes down on one knee and just kind of lifts their hand and very much surrenders, seeing that they're not going to win this one.
okay. Right.
Okay.
I. How long am I floating around for?
What's the duration on levitate? Let's find out.
Does levitate work on Cat? Because she was too heavy.
The lower level one didn't.
Oh, right, of course.
Because you upcast a third this time, and because
Yeah.
it gets technically upcast
Yeah.
by 2 levels because of where you are and you're under half, it's a 5th level levitate, so yeah, this would count.
Okay, cool.
I think levitate lasts for 10 minutes, but it is concentration.
Yes,
It
you can
is.
drop concentration on this if you want to.
Okay, I will drop concentration.
Okay.
And,
You
and
drop
I'll
concentration and land
approach
back
her.
on the ground. I'll say roll me a dex save for the sake of landing, given the high speed spinning.
That's,
Cat is unlocked.
13.
Meteor strike.
God. I become the weapon. Does it technically count as magical if I am the projectile fired by magic?
That is a question. If like accidentally you are dropped on someone, who gets, if they like shoot you to drop you, or they're the one that move you, would that be their fault or yours?
Okay, you've bested me. I yield this. But
Splat.
Yeah. I'd say it was in the fault of the person who's moving as opposed to the person who's standing still.
Okay.
So
Okay.
you land successfully.
I will
The
approach her. Like,
Mm-hmm.
don't kneel down. Hold your head up high. You've battled really hard.
Thank you.
And I'll shake her
Whatever
hand.
that spell was at the beginning, that really got me.
I had to drop it. I was afraid I was going to kill you.
Maybe, but you didn't.
No,
Some strange magic you got there.
I don't
Keep your
even
head high,
understand it.
but you've probably made yourself a target for the final round.
Probably.
Okay. Okay. You otherwise walk off. The glory and kind of the clapping of it all as it's gone very well. You watch as the human blood wizard begins to fight against the peacock, who definitely and without question avoids even getting hurt or singed in any way by any of this magic before proceeding to do the same sort of thing as the last one, locking them in place and then flinging them off the arena, to which they are otherwise unable to do anything. The Draconian with the gemstone magic otherwise flares various runes, them themselves being a runesmith, firing forward these large geomantic blasts, but are just knocked to either side by the satyr, who just skips up and flicks them on the forehead, and you watch as they crumple onto the ground, just grabbing their head and screaming. Okay. The final three individuals that will be entering into the final round is Celti, the flesh wizard, Alcia, the satyr, who you do not know what magic she uses yet, and Margos, the aviar peacock, who seems to be using illusions. As the announcement is made and Cat is mentioned, the other names all disappear and the four names are there on the board as the final round will begin next time, as it will be a four-way free-for-all between
Ruh-roh.
these four party members. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we will see you next week where the final stages of the wizard duel unfold before the party begins to meet some of their more interesting individuals. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Potato.
Potatoes.
Woo!